San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime year.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego, and a happy Wednesday to everybody out there in America's finest city. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We are fired up and ready to go here on a Wednesday. We got a lot to talk about in the sports world. A lot of Padres news, or should I say Padres rumors, that came out over the last 24 hours or so that we're going to discuss later on in the show. We will also get to some Aztecs conversations. I mean, we didn't get to, I didn't even put it on the sheet, but we had some news today with Aztecs football and a new opponent that they're going to play, a new opponent that they're going to have on their schedule for next season in their non-conference. We still don't have their Pac-12 schedule yet. I saw his tweet earlier today. It was funny. It was like 2015. People are like, that's great. We could book travel for our favorite teams in college football. We have the schedule till 2021. Now in 2026. It's January. We still have no idea where we're playing or who we're playing or when we're playing at any point during the season next year. When the dates are, trying to book Dad's weekend and homecoming and all this other stuff. We have no idea when any of those events are going to be going on because we wait too long for the schedules. So we'll get to that later on in the show. The Aztecs will take on Wyoming today in college basketball, playing at the Dome of Doom. And we will look at the metrics of San Diego State, where everything stands right now. They're starting to creep up the leaderboard a little bit. The more that they can put out in terms of their overall metrics in Mountain West Conference play, the easier it's going to be for them in the Mountain West Conference tournament. It would be better if they don't have to win the conference tournament. It'd be better for that. But at the same time, we'll see what they can do moving forward here in the rest of the Mountain West Conference schedule. They got Wyoming tonight. They're actually a 1.5-point dog to Wyoming. But in the latest bracketology by Joe Lenardi, it was good news for the Aztecs. They're starting to actually appear on said bracketology. We'll talk about that later on in the noon hour. Got some good college football stuff to talk about in the 1 o'clock hour. Mixed within, we're gonna have Brock Ungricht on the show at 12:35. He's talking about the upcoming USD baseball season as well as a coaching clinic that they're putting on at the University of San Diego for all of the high school and youth baseball coaches out there before your seasons get underway. And then later on at 1 o'clock, we will have a representation from the San Diego Gulls in their president, Matt Savant, who will join us at 1 o'clock to talk about a big giveaway that they have on Saturday for their Native American Heritage Night that they're going to have on Saturday. Some cool hats that Derek Dawson and company over at the San Diego Gulls dropped off for us to rep. So we got the Gulls hats. We got a couple more of those too as well that we're going to pass along to other people here in the station. But nice hat, great looking lid for the Gulls. I'm going to the game on Friday. Should be a fun time. Looking forward to that. All right, let's talk about some of the baseball in for the San Diego Padres. Okay, we've had a couple of rumors circle, which leads to some other things. We also have some other news, kind of breaking news, if you will. As of 3 minutes ago, Frank, did you see this?
No, I was getting ready to have the show on the air 3 minutes ago.
The Padres have hired 2 former Padres.
Oh?
One to be a senior advisor to baseball operations and one to be a special assignment coach in player development.
Okay.
I'm going to let you try to guess this, actually.
Why?
It's because it's fun. The Padres have hired 2 fan favorites back to the organization. One, not a former player for the Padres, but a resident in town, been around a long time, managed a long time. He is the new senior advisor for baseball ops. And another fan favorite that won a Rookie of the Year, just not with the Padres. It feels like 2015, Frank. That's my biggest hint. What do we got? If you look at the chat, you're cheating. Don't look at the chat, Frank.
I'm not.
Don't look at the chat. Who are the new members of the Padres organization brought back?
Were they here forever? Longtime manager would have to be Bud Black.
Bud Black.
Okay.
Hit the round of applause. Good job, Frank.
Thank you.
You looked at
I did not
the
look
chat
at, I did not
with multiple people. Welcome back, Bud Black, huh? Padres have hired Bud Black as a senior advisor to baseball operations.
Well, Bud,
Not
welcome.
surprised by that hire. He has lived in town ever since he left. Despite A.J. Preller firing Bud Black when he first got here after like 30-something games or 60 games, whatever it was, Bud Black's had a pretty good relationship with A.J. Preller. They've been in a lot of different things together. I think some people have seen them out at dinner a couple times in the North County, but Bud Black's back. I love that. I love having Bud Black back in the Padres organization. That's great. All right, now for the player perspective, Frank. Again, if you look at the chat, you're cheating, and I will give you a foul.
Do you not see what I'm looking at right now?
I don't know what you're looking at.
I'm looking at pictures of Brock Ungricht for our new graphic that I need to make.
Special assignment coach and player development he won a Rookie of the Year for a different team. Came here, was an all-star. He got plunked by his brother in the home run derby here at Petco Park. I can't spell it out for you any more than that. And when the Padres won a playoff series, he bought people drinks at Social Tap.
Oh, Will Myers.
Will Myers is back. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Not for you, for Will. I was going to start the show with talking about the rumors about the Padres were one of the teams that pushed hardest for Nolan Arenado. The fact that some of the reports were saying or are saying, they're rumors, can't confirm it. The Padres might be interested in Freddie Peralta of the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, those are some things that we're going to start the show with. But how about that? Bud Black's back. Will Myers is back. I actually love this on so many different levels. It's been hard trying to pry Will Myers out of North Carolina throughout the ceremonial first pitch. This probably makes it a lot easier. It's good to have Will Myers back part of the organization. Do you think he got bored playing golf all the time?
Could be my guess.
Probably.
Need something to do.
Will Myers, I like the Bud Black hire too, because Bud Black's a great baseball guy. Bud Black is a great baseball guy. He's going to be senior advisor to baseball operations, which I think means he's going to be working with A.J. Preller. He knows good ball players. Baseball players love playing for Buddy. I mean, how many times we had a lot of Rockies on because we had a lot of San Diegans playing for the Rockies last year. Did any of them say anything negative about Bud Black? I mean, what did they say about Bud Black? Oh, he's not just a great man. I love Buddy. I love having Bud Black back part of the organization. That's amazing.
Bud, welcome back from the abyss known as Denver, Colorado.
That's true. Well, you know what? When he got let go,
welcome back to the surface. Yeah. Oh, that was a mercy.
When he got let go last year, they told he probably got out of the meeting going like, "I'm sorry, you mean I get to go home to San Diego right now and not have to work and you still pay me?
Wait a minute.
You mean I don't have to manage this ball club anymore?
You mean I get to be free?"
I think those are two big hires for the Padres. I mean, who knows the type of role that they actually have? I mean, everybody has like a fancy title and a fancy name. I don't know how much of an impact it's going to have on the team, but you want to have good people part of your organization. And Bud Black and Will Myers, good people part of the organization.
Okay, and Juan Ruiz, you're right. Denver is a very nice city. I meant Denver baseball, like the abyss known as Denver baseball.
He couldn't have saved. He couldn't have saved Dinger with him.
Yeah, seriously, bring Dinger. What's the matter?
Bring Dinger.
What
with
was
him.
that?
When the Goals dropped off these hats, they were saying that there was gonna be a surprise showing up, and we got at work. I honestly, I was like, they better not bring Gulliver inside. It's too early for that. It's too early for me to see Gulliver. Big Gulliver fan, but too early to see Gulliver that early in the morning. Anyway, That's great news. I love this. I think this is great for the Padres as we react live and instantly about the news that the Padres have hired Bud Black as a senior advisor to baseball operations and Will Myers as a special assignment coach, special assignment coach and player development. I wonder if he's just going to work underneath Bud Black.
Might do.
You couldn't have him work underneath who was the manager after Buddy?
Schaefer? Was it? Oh, no.
No. What? No. It was, what's his name?
Oh, Warren
Andy
Schaefer's
Green.
in Miami.
Andy
Oh,
Green.
I thought
Remember
you meant in Colorado.
You remember
Sorry.
that whole thing that they had where he was playing Fortnite or something like that with Carlos Asuaje?
Yeah.
And he was complaining about it in infield practice. I don't think he's going to be a special assignment coach and player development for Andy Green.
I thought you were talking about who replaced Bud Black in Colorado, not here.
I don't care. I don't care what's going on in Colorado. I'm focused on my ball club. I love that hire for the Padres. Bud Black, senior advisor to baseball ops, going to help out. I guess he's going to help out AJ Preller. I'm sure we'll get more details on this as it comes about. But Dennis Lynn reporting this 7 minutes ago about two of the new hires for the Padres. I like having Bud Black part of the organization. It's great to have former players of the Padres back in the organization. And we like some of that news. Now, here's the other news. Apparently, and I kind of already let the cat out of the bag in the first segment, if you haven't seen it already, we saw the Nolan Arenado trade yesterday. Apparently, the Padres were in on Nolan Arenado.
That's interesting.
They were going to be in a position where they were thinking about trading for Arenado, and what held it up was the Padres wanted to trade for Arenado and move him to first base, which leads to a different question that we're going to ask later on in the show. But there has been some Padres rumors the last couple of days. That one came out yesterday, and now there's a new one. But again, it's a rumor. Take it for what it's worth. To me, I just want to kind of weigh in if it would work for the Padres. And that's what's going on with Freddie Peralta in Milwaukee. We'll talk about that when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. 10:17 on a Wednesday morning. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. We are the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We're broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. We got a report from Ken Rosenthal this morning about what happened yesterday in Major League Baseball, the trade that sent Nolan Arenado to the Arizona Diamondbacks. He puts in there that the Padres wanted Arenado at first base. San Diego Padres were the team besides the Arizona Diamondbacks that mounted the heaviest pursuit of Nolan Arenado. People breathed on the discussion set. And as Go Aztecs said, everybody's favorite journalist here in San Diego, Ken Rosenthal. The holdup, according to those briefed on the talks, was that the Padres were unwilling to take on as much of Arenado's salary as the Diamondbacks, and it's not as if the Diamondbacks took on a whole lot. The Cardinals agreed to pay $31 million of Arenado's remaining $42 million salary over the next 2 years while receiving minor leaguer right-hander Jack Martinez in return. In the final 2 years of Arenado's contract, the Diamondbacks will owe him $1 million less than the Chicago White Sox gave free agent left-hander Anthony Kay for the same term. Kay spent the past 2 seasons in Japan. Martinez, who's 22, was the Diamondbacks' 8th round pick last year out of Arizona State. Cardinals knew the talent they acquired for Arenado would be modest no matter which team they dealt with, given the money he is owed and the leverage he could wield with his no-trade clause. So finances were the more meaningful lever. Padres' payroll concerns are well documented, obviously. Perhaps they only wanted Arenado if they could get him for something close to the minimum salary, enabling him to remain flexible and for other pursuits. Arenado, after all, would have been changing positions, and numerous first basemen are still available in free agency. That tells me a couple of different things. Yes, I'm glad everybody boos now in the chat. They've caught on to the boo gimmick. To me, I honestly don't think the Padres were that interested in Arenado because it sounds like they wanted Arenado for free. Was the entire situation. Like, hey, look, you're still shopping for him. You want to get rid of him. Here's a prospect or two, but you pay for him. We get him at a league minimum, and we have a first baseman for the next 2 years. So, like, if you got him for a league minimum player, he would be I think it'd be a decent ad for the Padres. I mean, he's a league average at best player. Last year he was awful, but last year was also a year where he had a lot of injuries and stuff. I can't imagine him doing that again. I don't think he's going to be that much worse. If he does, then it's good news for the Padres right now because they didn't have to acquire Arenado, and he'd be doing that in Arizona. But the reality of the situation is, if I'm the Padres and I got Arenado for a league minimum player, that wouldn't be that bad of a pickup. I mean, he'd be getting paid, what, $780,000 by the Padres? You could do a lot worse at first base for $780,000. I mean, you're paying Luis Campusano $900,000 next year. Augie's like, he's 1 foot out the retirement door. You'd only have him for 2 years, and then he's gone anyway. You have the last 2 years of Arenado for league minimum. Like, you could do a lot worse than that. It wouldn't have been that bad. They probably would have gave up a couple of arms or, prospects at the lower levels in order to make that move happen. It wouldn't have been that bad of a move. But the question is, and I think it's a very interesting question, was brought up on Ben and Woods. Would you rather have Nolan Arenado at league minimum or Luis Arraez at $12 to $13 million a year? Right? Because what is Luis Arraez expected to get in free agency? I mean, right now, he's not really getting anything. I haven't heard too much about Luis Arraez except for like maybe today. And it's like he's still available for a lot of teams. Luis Arraez, high contact guy. We talked about it. The Padres needed more slug. It's not like Nolan Arenado was going to give you that much more slug than what you already had. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of gas in the tank. He hit 12 home runs last year. Again, he missed a lot of time with an injury. He's up there in age. He wasn't even like close to winning a Gold Glove last year. He'll make some good plays, but he would be moving to first a little bit. It's a different environment over that first base than it is at third base. But you go find Luis Arraez on the prediction part of baseball, of Fangraphs, of what his contract could potentially be. They got him going at 2 years, $28 million, $14 a year. So honestly, it asks the question, would you rather have Luis Arraez, contact guy that you know is not going to hit for power, for 2 years, $14 million a year, 2 years, 28, or Nolan Arenado in probably his last 2 years of his career at league minimum? Who would you rather have playing first base? I probably Nolan Arenado in that particular case. I can't justify paying like Luis Arraez the projected number he is expected to get. I don't think he's going to sign for 14 a year. I think it brings up an interesting question. I mean, the Padres are looking for first baseman, and it sounded like, as pointed out by Ken Rosenthal, that was hey, if you're just going to give him away, we'll take him. But the Diamondbacks only have to pay a couple million. It's not even like they're paying a lot for Nolan Arenado. Cardinals are paying 31 of the 42 left over the next 2 years. I mean, they're paying about 15, 16 a year. That knocks the price down a lot for the Diamondbacks, but that still is too high for the Padres, which tells me they weren't actually that interested in Arenado unless he was going for almost league minimum. I'd take him at league minimum over Luis Arraez at $10 million. You don't have a lot of money to spend if you're the Padres right now, and you need a first baseman that's got pop, not a guy that just gets slap hits. I think Luis Arraez has value, but on the Padres, he doesn't have, I don't think, as much value moving forward because the Padres need pop in their lineup and home run pop. Because they don't have it. They got a lot of pure hitters. They don't have a lot of home run hitters. They need some more power. That was the biggest problem last year. So why would you pay $10 million for a guy that's not one of those players? You know, that's the question for me. So again, when it comes down to it, Arenado at league minimum, Luis Arraez at 10 to 14 a year, I'm going to go with league minimum. Nolan Arenado. I think that would have been probably a better fit for the Padres. But as laid out in the Ken Rosenthal article, they didn't want to give up a little anything more than that money-wise because there are first basemen that are better than Nolan Arenado right now that have played the position that are going to go pretty cheap, that are going to be way better in terms of production than an aging Nolan Arenado. It's yet another situation which the Padres leave no stone unturned. I mean, AJ Preller is constantly looking for ways to improve the team and in creative ways. How many times have we seen deals go down or trades go down where the biggest hangups like, oh, well, the Padres were interested last minute. Were they actually interested? Who's to say? But the way that AJ Preller's track record is, he's really looking at a lot of guys all the time in a lot of different scenarios. And when you look at the scenario of Arenado playing first base for league minimum, that's not a bad option for the San Diego Padres considering the lineup that they have. You have an infield of Arenado and Jake Cronenworth and Xander Bogaerts and Manny Machado. Yeah, it's up there in age, but I tell you what, those are four good bats in the lineup. Even if Arenado doesn't play to a high level because he's not expected to be the guy, I mean, that's a league minimum salary. He just needs to play above a league minimum spot. He needs to be above a league minimum player. You mix him in with Jackson Merrill and Ramon Laureano and Fernando Tatis, and then you got Gavin Sheets as a DH and Freddie Fermin. Who becomes your worst hitter? Who's your worst hitter in that lineup? It's probably Nolan Arenado as a first baseman. I don't mind the thinking outside the box. Now, knowing what he ended up going for, I wouldn't be super thrilled about Arenado getting money from the Padres to play. That's more than league minimum to play for them, or giving up anything of value. But I don't mind the situation there. I don't. It would have been interesting to see. But instead, Padres move on to something else. I don't think they're going to really losing sleep over it. But, A.J. Preller's going to get creative. They're still looking for a first baseman because they probably don't want to go in the season with Gavin Sheets being their only first baseman. They're looking for a starting first baseman. I think they want to have Gavin Sheets be their DH. I think that proves that Song is going to be a guy that's going to be a utility player. And then you got some good depth pieces as well. I like where the head's at. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. I did not misquote Ben Woods. That's what the topic of conversation was Arenado or Luis Arraez. They decided to put Arraez at a $5.5 million a year. I don't think he's going to get that. I think somebody's going to pay him more. And what his value is, according to Fangraphs, was at $14 million a year, which is a little high. But even at $5.5 million a year for Arraez, I'd still rather have Arenado. What's the Freddie Peralta situation? Padres linked to Freddie Peralta based on sources and rumors. We'll talk about what that is and what the likelihood of the Padres and potentially bringing over Freddie Peralta. Is it worth 1 year of action? It's a topic of discussion when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, Sanger's Urban Sports Station, 97.3 The Fan. 10:35 on a Wednesday. All guests on 97 to the Fan. Join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Since 2010, visit davidpshapirolaw.com. All right, let's talk about, again, some rumor. We've only seen this from a couple of different outlets. I think it's interesting. And you know what? I mean, from the purpose of conversation, it's another avenue the Padres can go to try to acquire help with their starting rotation. Now, in the 11 o'clock hour, we're going to talk more about could the Padres use the bullpen to help the starting pitching out. And that's not necessarily moving an arm from the bullpen to the starting pitching staff. It's more so like AJ Cassavell wrote in one of his articles earlier this week, I think late last week, about the conversation in which do you have enough to pull from your bullpen in a trade to get a starting pitcher? You look at the starting rotation for the Padres right now. I've said it a couple of times now, and my belief is with the Padres starting rotation, this is a rotation that could get you to the trade deadline, barring any significant injury. If the Padres lose one of their top three guys to an injury, which is a lot of teams, by the way, they could tread water, but they're not going to be in a really good position to the trade deadline. I'm talking Pivetta, I'm talking King, I'm talking Joe Musgrove. Like, those are the three guys. You can't have any setbacks with those guys. But with Pivetta, King, and Musgrove, in whatever order you want to go with, which is probably that order, I would imagine. Your opening day starter of Nick Pivetta, your game 2 starter in Michael King, and Joe Musgrove coming off of Tommy John as your number 3 starter. And then you had Randy Vasquez as your 4, and then any type of different rotation for the 5, like a JP Sears or a Matt Waldron. That is a rotation that's good enough to make it to the trade deadline. I just don't think it's a rotation that's going to make you through, like get you through the rest of the postseason. So you start to look at some trade pieces, because I don't think the Padres, now there's been some connections in terms of fit for the Padres in a guy like a Max Scherzer or Justin Verlander, because they've already made their money. They're up there in age. It's not going to cost you a ton to bring them in. They're probably, if they just want to continue to play, they're taking a smaller deal. You get them on a 1-year deal, and then you're doing the revert. You're doing the pitching side of, let's bring in Nelson Cruz for $1 million. It's probably going to cost you more than $1 million to bring in a Max Scherzer or Justin Verlander. At least you get maybe some juice out of them for the first half of the season. And if they do well, then you don't have to trade for as much at the deadline. But those are kind of your options right now in the starting pitching department. So now you have to start looking at trades and potential trades that the Padres could go after before the season and at the trade deadline. Like, one name I think they should pay attention to and how he does in the first half of the season is Dustin May on the Cardinals. Now, the Padres could have signed Dustin May. They had an opportunity to sign Dustin May. $12.5 million on a 1-year deal for Dustin May. I don't know. I don't know if that is worth the squeeze. But here's the thing with Dustin May. Dustin May, by the time he gets to the trade deadline, is only going to cost you about $5.5 to $6 million. And so for a half a season, or really a third of a season of Dustin May, if he pitches extremely well in St. Louis, and the only reason why the Cardinals signed Dustin May is basically to trade bait. If he does well and you have to trade for him, you only have to pay around $6 million, $5.5 to $6 million post-trade deadline, and now you have a formidable rotation, I think, for the playoffs a little bit. It'd be nice to add maybe another guy. But then you would have a Pivetta, you would have a Michael King, you would have a Joe Musgrove, you got Dustin May as your 4, Randy Vasquez as a 5. That's a little bit different of a rotation than when you had going into the season. That is one way to do it. But the problem is that the Padres have found themselves in multiple times at the trade deadline is what I believe to be like trying to cram for the test. And that is cram for the postseason because you didn't make the moves in the offseason. And so now I got to make them in season via trades. I think there's some pros and cons to that. Some of the pros, obviously, is you get through the draft and you might have new prospects coming in that you think are better than some of the guys that haven't maybe developed as much as you would like, and you're now more than willing to trade certain pieces away at the deadline. We see the Padres do that a ton. So there is some value there. But at the same time, it's probably a lot easier to go into the season trying to grab some of these players. Now, I take a guy like Dustin May. You don't inherit the risk with Dustin May, with him signing with the Cardinals. The Cardinals can figure out whether or not Dustin May is good enough to trade for at the deadline. You don't have to go through the growing pains of a one-year deal and strike out and burn $12 million. You could trade for him at the deadline, and it would only cost you $6 million. Let's get to Freddie Peralta. Now, here's the thing. People in the chat, upset about, I'd rather do something else than have Dustin May. I really don't want Dustin May. But if Dustin May turns into an elite level pitcher or above average pitcher and one that can help your team at the deadline, that means the guy played his ass off in the first half of the season and he's worth trading for at the deadline. Not like you're trading for current Dustin May or last year's Dustin May or the last year in LA Dustin May. You'd be trading for a Dustin May that had a great season and it might have been close to an all-star bid. I mean, that's the what you are looking for in a guy like him. Now, the Freddie Peralta news starts circling, and you can see these rumors, and I don't know how much there's validity to it or not. We've talked about Freddie Peralta a couple of times. Freddie Peralta was rumored to be traded before the Brewers gave out qualifying offers. Okay, because the situation that was reported from the national media on the Brewers were they're going to offer Brandon Woodruff a qualifying offer. If Brandon Woodruff accepts the qualifying offer, they're going to trade Freddie Peralta. If Brandon Woodruff denies the qualifying offer and the Brewers get a draft pick back, then they're going to keep Freddie Peralta to be in their starting rotation. Well, they offered Brandon Woodruff a qualifying offer. Brandon Woodruff, surprisingly, actually accepted the qualifying offer, and now Freddie Peralta is on the team. And there's been rumors about teams asking the Brewers about Freddie Peralta. Now, the Brewers don't have to trade Freddie Peralta. They could keep him on the staff. They could keep it to the trade deadline, see how the first half of the season goes. If things go a little bit south, they have a trade piece at the deadline for, again, a third of a season of Freddie Peralta compared to what would be a full season of Freddie Peralta. A lot of the teams that have missed out on starting pitching, that have missed out on the Dylan C sweepstakes, have missed out on guys like Merrill Kelly, have missed out on Michael King, have no interest in paying the amount of money you have to pay to get a Framber Valdez or a Ranger Suarez, have now pivoted to Freddie Peralta. Freddie Peralta is 29 years old. He'll be 29 and a half in June of this year. He's got a one-year deal of $8 million, which is incredibly affordable. And the Brewers know he's affordable. And the Brewers are going to try to get something out of him before he walks at the end of the year and turns that $8 million into like $25 million a year or whatever the going rate is for pitching in Major League Baseball. Freddie Peralta would automatically upgrade this Padres rotation. And the biggest thing is we looked for in the last 2 or 3 off seasons when it comes to the Padres and who to acquire, you are looking at players that not only are really good, but you are also looking for players that you probably need some years of control, which Peralta doesn't have. And you're also looking for players, especially via trade or even free agent pickup, that are not going to cost you a lot of money. And Freddie Peralta checks off 2 of those 3 things. If you add Freddie Peralta to this rotation, again, same thing. You go through it. Nick Pivetta, Michael King, Joe Musgrove, Freddie Peralta. That's a formidable 4-man rotation. Randy Vasquez is your 5. You could do a lot worse than Randy Vasquez as your number 5 starter, and you could potentially, again, trade at the trade deadline for another starter that might come about and help you out. So, again, the question is that we'll talk about in the 11 o'clock hour after we get to the hot stove report to start the 11 o'clock hour is, can the Padres pull from their bullpen to solidify a starting rotation spot? We're going to talk more about that later on, as I mentioned before. To me, that the overall synopsis about that, and we're going to look at the pros and cons of certain players. I got to get a controllable starting pitcher back for that to make sense. But I look at Freddie Peralta, definitely a fit. But I think you got to start paying attention to cheaper pitchers that are starters, that are on one-year deals that you might be able to get from some teams that are on the fence of competing. Cardinals are one of those teams. That's why I threw out Dustin May. Freddie Peralta's one of those players. Milwaukee being one of those teams. If you want to go a little bit of a cheaper route, there's still a ton of pitchers available for the Padres. But to me, since they can go out and trade for certain guys at the deadline, I feel like the next thing that they have to get, because again, I continue to say it, this rotation is good enough to get you to the trade deadline. And then you're going to have to make some moves to try to get it through the playoffs. But what you'd still need is a power-hitting first baseman, or a first baseman in general. And what the latest news was on the Arenado sweepstakes that apparently happened and unfolded yesterday, the Padres were interested in upgrading their first base position. I know Frank's working on stuff, but overall, Frank, as we've laid out with Freddie Peralta, we laid out with Nolan Arenado, with all the news that we have gotten and rumors we've gotten from the Padres, how do you break down some of the things that we've talked about when it comes to Arenado potentially being a first baseman for the Padres, which obviously is now put in the past, and then what's the likely fit of Freddie Peralta being a starting pitcher for the Padres?
I think Freddie Peralta is a little bit more of an immediate need for the Padres. I agree with you that I would need to have somebody. I would need to have Freddie Peralta for a longer term. I would not trade him as a 1-year rental. I would like for it to be a situation where he signs, kind of like what we saw with Garrett Crochet. Not nearly as much money as Garrett Crochet, but it doesn't have to be an immediate sign and trade for him to sign. Maybe some point at the beginning of the season, beginning half of the season at least, maybe during the All-Star break, sign a long-term contract to stay here. I think would be crucial for a deal like that to get done, because remember, you've got Musgrove isn't here for too much longer. Michael King, there's no true guarantee that he's going to be here next year. Nick Pivetta, same deal. Yu Darvish, you don't know whether or not he's going to pitch again. That's a huge chunk of your starting rotation. So to have a top starting pitcher be signed long-term and know that at least one person's going to be here in the upcoming years, I think would be huge as far as a trade like that is concerned. What you'd give up for him, I'm not sure, but I think that would be one huge key for a Peralta deal coming in. And as far as Nolan Arenado is concerned, like I said yesterday, at this point, you're trading for the name. You're not trading for the production anymore. And right now, if you look at the production, the name isn't all that scary.
If he's getting a league minimum, though, it's not that bad of a deal.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's not
because that's
horrific.
what the Padres are asking for. The Padres basically, like I said, like I was talking about off air, and I didn't then said again on air. What that conversation was is the Padres are not really interested. They're like, hey, do you want to give us them for free?
Yeah.
We'll take them for free. We'll take them off
exactly.
your hands for free.
Yeah.
Here's a couple prospects. Who cares? We'll take him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If we got to pay $1 million, that was like, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah, unhappy guest. I didn't say that Joe Musgrove was getting traded. I mean, his contract
he's a free agent in 2028.
Yeah, his contract is coming up soon.
He will be 35 years old in 2028. 33, 34. Yeah, he will be 35 years old in 2028.
Yeah, I didn't mean that the Padres are going to get rid of him. His contract is coming up.
Oh, yeah. Father Time is undefeated. Your starting rotation right now, I mean, Michael King could be gone at the end of the year, theoretically.
Yeah,
I don't
so
think
could Pivetta.
I don't think he will. Nick Pivetta will be gone at the end of the year. I almost like project that to happen unless the Padres rework a contract and give him some type of extension.
Which is not out of the ordinary. They've done it before.
No, they could probably do that if they really wanted to. I mean, but Pavetta's going to be 33. Nick Pavetta's going to be 33. At that point, you could probably let him walk and then try to go get younger. But you're probably not going to have Pivetta. Michael King, we'll see what kind of season he has this year, whether or not he wants to not opt into his player option in 2027. We don't know what the CBA is going to be like. But in 2 years, in 2 seasons, you're going to be missing 3 of your current 5 starting pitchers.
And Randy Vasquez will be coming up somewhat near his arbitration limit free agency around that time as well, no?
I don't even know where Randy Vasquez is on this thing. He's not even on the Fangraph sheet.
Let me take a look at.
He's probably still.
He still has control.
He's not even. I don't even. Is he even like eligible for arbitration yet? I don't even know where he's at on this sheet because he last year was like the first year he finally ever got to like pitch the whole year, and he was like kind of up and down in that first year with the Padres. They used him twice in New York.
Spell track is being very, very slow.
But anyway, he's got years of control. But he's not what we've seen out of Randy Vasquez, and he's young and he can get better. He's not a guy that's going to be like the number 1 dude.
No. But still, that's someone who can pitch in your rotation.
We don't think Musgrove is leaving at the end of his contract. We're just telling you at age 35, if he decides to re-sign here on a sweetheart deal, you're going to get a couple good years out of it. I mean, it's not a gigantic rotation thing. He might retire. Who knows? You don't know what he's going to do.
Listen to the words that we're using.
Yeah, he's gonna leave and go play for somebody in the division. Come on, no, he's not gonna do that. Yeah, apparently you don't appreciate Musgrove.
He's only got 1.1 years of service time, so yeah, right. Yeah, Vasquez is going to be around a while.
He is going to be around a while, but you're looking at like in 2 years, King could be gone. He could be gone this year. Pivetta could be gone. Musgrove's gone. Who knows what you're doing? That's not even including you, Darvish, by the way. I mean, you don't even know if he's gone in 2029. And then who you got left? Randy Vasquez. You kind of need a starting pitcher that you can build the rotation around and a young player to do it. You kind of need like Mackenzie Gore back. But you'd have to trade and then sign for him because he's got, what has he got, a year left, 2 years left, max?
Same deal with Peralta.
He was the same. No, he's in the same category as Juan Soto when they traded Juan Soto at the deadline. He's got, or that's what it was last year. He's got 2026. He's making $5.6 million. He's ARB 3 next season in 2027. Who knows what that's going to mean after CBA? And then he's a free agent in 2028. Mackenzie Gore, when he becomes a free agent, will be like 28th. I mean, you need somebody even younger, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
This is why you got to develop some
right
of this. This is why you got to develop some of the players in your rotation, because that would be ideal for the Padres. I mean, because starting pitching, regardless of the CBA, starting pitching is always going to cost a lot of money. Always going to cost a lot of money.
Let's hope Schoolcraft stays around for a little while.
Yeah, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to keep one of these dudes.
Think of all the back to school giveaways you could have.
But the thing, stop it.
Well, I'm trying to think of something to make probably go, maybe we shouldn't trade this guy.
The deal is though, like it's a double-edged sword. This is the we have it in my open. We need to change, but you can't punt on a Manny Machado prime year. These are the years that you're getting the value out of your contract for Manny and Xander, and Tatis will be in a couple years from now. This is your window to win. And at the next part where you're paying money it's going to be a massive flip. You're going to have to get younger very quickly. So I think the Freddie Peralta news is interesting. We'll see where that goes. Again, those are rumors, not a lot of confirmed reports about talking on whatever. We'll talk more about what's going on in the hot stove when we come back. Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego Someone Sports Station, 97 to the Fan.
Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Did the director's cabinet give you that shirt? Did you block out the noise and just swing it? We got a bunch of guys that let the noise get into their heads and they're swinging the club. Okay. Ready. I like to think I'm making Kyle better. I've been hitting balls down the middle and Kyle decides, no, that's not good enough. All right, what goes further? Braden's drive or me throwing the football here? Oh! Shot. Wow. Hey, put that one in between commercials. Rocks. The next group coming up too. Ow! I don't know how good it is. Punch, 1840. Ha ha! Phillip Rivers.
God. He played quarterback in high school, by the way.
Falcon. They didn't have many quarterbacks in Colorado.
Falcon we got here. How we playing?
I could just put it in my bag. Do you have one of those? Do you have one of these? We didn't win, but. Wow! That's Gary's 7th bowl game. I think I'll pick up that other one. Cigar guy. Trade myself to there.
That's not a bad putt. Cut. Get there!
Oh, we got a bird, right?
Under now. That was a great putt by you, by the way. I don't know why you want to be on camera.
What? One. Oh. Hey, bud. Go. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Did the director's cabinet give you that shirt? Did you block out the noise and just swing it? We got a bunch of guys that let the noise get into their heads and they're swinging the club. Okay. Ready. I like to think I'm making Kyle better. I've been hitting balls down the middle and Kyle decides, no, that's not good enough. All right, what goes further? Braden's drive or me throwing the football here? Oh! Shot.
Wow.
Hey, put that one in between commercials. Rocks. The next group coming up too. Ow! I don't know how good it is. Punch, 1840. Ha ha! Phillip Rivers.
God. He played quarterback in high school, by the way.
Falcon. They didn't have many quarterbacks in Colorado.
Falcon we got here. How we playing?
I could just put it in my bag. Do you have one of those? Do you have one of these? We didn't win, but. Wow! That's Gary's 7th bowl game. I think I'll pick up that other one. Cigar guy. Trade myself to there.
That's not a bad putt. Cut. Get there!
Oh, we got a bird, right?
Under now. That was a great putt by you, by the way. I don't know why you want to be on camera.
What? One. Oh. Hey, bud. Go. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Did the director's cabinet give you that shirt? Did you block out the noise and just swing it? We got a bunch of guys that let the noise get into their heads and they're swinging the club. Okay. Ready. I like to think I'm making Kyle better. I've been hitting balls down the middle and Kyle decides, no, that's not good enough. All right, what goes further? Braden's drive or me throwing the football here? Oh!
Shot. Wow.
Hey, put that one in between commercials. Rocks. The next group coming up too. Ow! I don't know how good it is. Punch, 1840. Ha ha! Phillip Rivers.
God. He played quarterback in high school, by the way.
Falcon. They didn't have many quarterbacks in Colorado.
Falcon we got here. How we playing?
I could just put it in my bag.
Do you have one of those? Do you have one of these? We didn't win, but.
Wow! That's Gary's 7th mulligan. I think I'll pick up that other one.
Cigar
I'll
night.
trade myself to there. That's not a bad putt. Cut. Get there! Oh, we got a bird, right? Under now. That was a great putt by you, by the way. I don't know why you want to be on camera.
Baseball. If you're just tuning in, it happened earlier today, but according to Dennis Lynn, and then also reported by Kevin Acey, Padres have brought some familiar faces back. Good to see some of these familiar faces. Dennis Lynn, an hour ago, Padres have hired Bud Black as a senior advisor to baseball operations and Will Myers as a special assignment coach in player development. He goes on to say it's 2026, but it also feels like 2015 again. Comments are so funny on that. I love that Bud Black's back. I need some Bud Black press conferences just for this. I love that Buddy's black. That Buddy is back.
That Buddy's
that
black.
Bud Black
There it
is back. Love that Bud Black is back. I'd see him you'd see him around town and stuff too. I remember he was he'd go to some practices to some of the college teams in town. Still hangs out at in North. I think a lot of people still see him in North County all the time. It's great that he's back part of the organization here in San Diego. Went to college, San Diego State, Aztec for life. Speaking of the Aztecs, they have officially locked in a matchup in football against the college football playoff team in the non-conference of 2026. We'll talk about that later on in the show. But we need to get to what else is going on in Major League Baseball with today's report on the hot stove. Hey, it works today.
I was gonna say, yeah. Hopefully the bed lasts the rest of the segment here.
Hang on. We're at the point now. I mean, MLB Network had Ohtani Day the other day, right?
Yeah.
We're doing top.
We're at the point we have
bat flips
right
of
now.
2025.
Oh, for God!
That's what we're doing. They're counting down the top 40 bat flips of 2025.
And
we're a month away from pitchers and catchers reporting, and that's what we're doing.
And you wonder why I have the NHL Network on here all the time.
What's up with ESPN being on there?
I haven't touched it the last 2 days because it's not in my periphery.
What about it?
I mean, I could change it.
No, don't change it. We actually got some. I hate that I have to say that ESPN has better content right now than than MLB Network. But here we are. They're talking Rams Bears. That's better than top 40 bat flips of 2025. Do we think we put that on? It's like, hey, look, I bet you the 20-year-olds will watch this.
This is top 40 bat flips after we've had somebody from every single team break down their franchise's most fan favorite player.
You know what?
And it's not like a recent guy either. Like the Mets had John Franco on.
Here's the deal. I feel like they could take some notes from the summer of what NFL Network does with their top 10 marathons. They should make it their own show and do it documentary style where they have guys like Damon Amendolara on, giving his take on stuff. I mean, that to me is more entertaining than the top 40 bat like this. It's just Dan Plesac and then one of the girls that does quick pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on. All right. Well, hopefully there's, you know what? Maybe that's because there's not a lot of news to report. Let's see what Frank's got today.
The New York Yankees have made a move for a starting pitcher and gave up an interesting amount of prospects to get him.
Wow. Luis Ariz is number 4. Ariz hitting a home run, first of all. And then the bat flip where he flips it at first base on a home run against the Dodgers is number 40 on the list.
We good now?
All right, go ahead.
Squirrel. The Yankees have traded for former Padres starting pitcher Ryan Weathers from the Miami Marlins for 4 prospects. The Marlins will receive outfielder Brendan Jones, outfielder Dylan Lewis, infielder Dylan Jaso, and infielder Juan Matthews. in exchange for Weathers. The Padres traded Weathers to Miami at the 2023 deadline for Garrett Cooper, who could forget that run, and Sean Reynolds. Weathers made 26 starts over 2.5 seasons, with the Marlins going 7-10 with a 5.08 ERA and 139 innings, and will join a combination of Carlos Rodon, Max Fried, Will Warren, Clark Schmidt, Garrett Cole, Luis Heel, and Cam Schlittler in the Yankees rotation.
That's a rough last name for broadcasters to have to say.
Yes, it is.
Can you repeat it for me?
Cam Schlittler.
Unbelievable.
Which is why you will never, ever, ever hear me say anything other than Nicholas Kurtz.
Yes. Okay. Interesting move for the Yankees. I gave up a lot for Ryan Weathers. Ryan was good. It was a solid pitcher, but he had the battle with he's had battle with weight in the past, but it really hasn't affected him too much. I thought he did a decent job in Miami. I mean, he was pretty solid for the Padres. I think a lot of people just kind of like ran their patience out on Ryan Weathers. But the reality is, it's like Ryan Weathers how old was he when he debuted? Like 20?
Something like
that.
And he was young, yeah.
And here's the problem. He debuted in 2020 in the playoffs, and he mowed down 3 Dodgers in a row who had never seen him before. And the Dodgers had no tape on him during COVID. And everyone's like, this guy's legit. And then he goes through a season with the Padres, and he's not what he was, because teams were starting to figure him out. And he was very young, and he was trying to develop in Major League Baseball. And Padres fans just lost their patience on a guy like Ryan Weathers. He ends up getting traded. I forget who. He's one of the thousands of trades the Padres have made with Miami. But he's 27 years old. He's about to hit his prime as a pitcher. Yankees gave up a lot to add him to the rotation, and we'll see what he's got in Yankee Stadium. That's not an easy place to pitch. Yankee Stadium, especially against lefties, but he is a lefty. Not a bad. I feel like they gave up a lot for him, but at the same time, did the Yankees ever have a lot? Really?
No, they
don't have a farm system, because why, Frank?
They use the rest of the major leagues as their farm system.
He's going to be 26 this year. He's 26 years old. He is still under control until 2029. It's a good pickup for the Yankees.
Yeah, it's solid. Latest on Kyle Tucker. We have updates on Kyle Tucker pouring in now, which makes it feel like we're close to a decision on the top free agent in this season's class. Reports are that Tucker received contract offers from the New York Mets and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Mets offer was leaked yesterday at effectively a bigger version of Alex Bregman's contract at 3 years and roughly $50 million, as reported by Fansided's Robert Murray and confirmed by John Heyman. The Blue Jays have also put out an offer to Tucker. However, the details of the deal are unknown, aside from it being a long-term deal. The Dodgers are still in the hunt, but it is unknown if they have officially extended an offer to Tucker. So 2 offers officially in for Tucker.
So let me ask this question. So the only one that's been made public has been the Mets offer.
Yes.
The Mets haven't retracted. They haven't, because the
Mets haven't denied it. No,
they haven't denied it. But I find it interesting. Like, does Kyle Tucker not want to play for the Mets, and he's trying to use him as leverage? Why would their number get released and nobody else's?
Yeah, the Met, and again, like I told you yesterday off air, you are going to sign Kyle Tucker to a 3-year deal worth $50 million a year. But you wouldn't go 3 years on a guy who you wouldn't go 5 years on a guy who is going to be making half that and is a franchise cornerstone, was a homegrown talent in Pete Alonso.
That's what makes me feel like that's not even that real of an offer. Almost like they're doing a favor for for Kyle Tucker. Like, hey, he's not going to sign there, and you don't want him, but like, can you just put out that he is? You guys are offering this so we can get more money out of the Blue Jays. There seems to be some games afoot here with this particular deal, because what the Mets have done over the last couple of off seasons, aside from like the Juan Soto signing, what they have done has been operating as a cheap organization for an organization that has the most money than any organization in baseball because their owner's the wealthiest owner in all of baseball. And they continue to make that their actions continue to say, we're not spending a lot of money on certain players.
When you have the richest owner in baseball.
Right. They signed Juan Soto, but like the last couple of moves that they have made, or should I say lack thereof, I don't know how you let Pete Alonso go and then bring in Kyle Tucker for $50 million a year. It doesn't match what they've been doing. They either are super incompetent, which is highly possible, or there's something else going on here where the Mets are being used as leverage right now. I could see that being the case. So the finalists are the Blue Jays,
and
the Mets, and the Dodgers. And the Dodgers and the Blue Jays have put, and the Mets, who has put in offers? The Mets and the Blue Jays?
Mets and Blue Jays have official. The Dodgers might have. We just don't know if they have yet.
Interesting.
Batfan1 in the chat. This is a Trevor Bauer free zone. Please stop. He's not playing Major League Baseball ever again.
He's not good enough to do that. I mean, at the same time, why don't we just have Franco out there and see if it works?
Exactly.
It's not going to cost you any money.
The Philadelphia Phillies have emerged as a contender for the services of shortstop Bo Bichette. After reports of a scheduled meeting were announced over the weekend, MLB.com confirmed that a virtual meeting between the two sides took place on Monday. The Phillies have not yet publicly commented on the meeting, but the team feels that they have a legitimate path to signing the soon-to-be 28-year-old shortstop. And this is one of the things I had yesterday. You have Alec Bohm at third, Trey Turner at short, Bryson Stott at second, and Bryce Harper at first. Where is Bo Bichette? Where does Bo Bichette fit in unless you plan on making Bryce Harper a full-time DH? And then who plays first?
I think
we know what plays second. I don't know is on third.
You don't think they'll move Trey Turner to center?
Why? He's getting older. I know he's quick, but he's getting older.
I mean, Trey Turner could probably play outfield. Who's a better defensive shortstop, Trey Turner or Bo Bichette?
I would say Bichette now because he's getting...
Bichette. Bichette's a better defensive. Trey Turner's not that great of a defensive shortstop. I think Trey Turner's going to the outfield.
That just seems like it's one of those good problems to have if they do sign him, but it's like, where do you play these guys?
I'm telling you, I think he's getting moved. I think he's getting moved to the outfield. I mean, they're thinking about trading Alec Bohm, right? I mean, thinking about moving Bryson Stott. Alec Bohm makes the most sense because he's 29. He's a free agent at the end of the year. They could trade him now. They could free up a spot. They could get something out of Alec Bohm. And then because Bryson Stott's, first of all, half the price of Alec Bohm. He's a year younger, and you got 2 more years of control of Alec Bohm. Bryson Stott over Alec Bohm. But I think you could move Trey Turner to the outfield. I do. I think you keep all those guys and move Trey Turner to the outfield. And now he's at the wheel. I mean, I don't know what you do with Nick Castellanos. You're kind of stuck with him. But
they've been trying desperately to trade Castellanos.
But they could do that.
And then Bryson,
I think Bichette's better than Turner at shortstop.
Just put Bichette at second. Where's Bryson Stott playing? Stott's good. He's got the most annoying walk-up song on planet Earth. But other than that, there's really nothing wrong with him.
I think the Phillies can get creative, and I think they can get creative with an athlete that is Trey Turner. Trey Turner is an athlete. They could totally move him to the outfield.
Would you really feel comfortable moving him to center?
For the next 2 years.
I understand he's still got the legs, but that's an aging player with speed being one of his biggest assets.
Yeah, I don't mind moving to center. I'm not in the whole like protecting. I'm not in the whole moving guys into different positions is like the craziest thing ever. I'm not a believer of that because these guys are the best athletes in the world. I'd have Harper play first. Stott's going to play second. I'd have Bichette play shortstop. Alec Bohm plays third. Braden Marsh can play center. You could put Trey Turner to left. And then you could have Nick Castellanos play right. And then you got Adolis Garcia there too. Or Nick Castellanos cannot play at all. And Adolis Garcia plays right field. I'm telling you, there's ways around. And then Kyle Schwarber's your DH.
Well, I mean, you have to have Castellanos play, especially if there's been a disaster. because that's a guaranteed bomb.
That's why he's a. Did you only put him in the lineup when bad things happen?
I think that'd be too obviously leaning into the gimmick.
I'm telling you, like, by having a guy as athletic as Trey Turner, out of all the people that can move to a different spot, it's Trey Turner. He's an athlete. Everybody said that Jackson Merrill couldn't, like, at the beginning, I don't know if you want to move him to center field. I know he's way younger. Like, I understand the wear and tear aspect, but before they moved Jackson Merrill to center, everybody was so worried about that. I'm like, why? He is an athlete.
Chat, do you guys just like sit on Twitter all day?
Yes.
John Heyman, 38 seconds ago.
They could have the notifications turned on, big dog.
Ranger Suarez is now a Boston Red Sox. No confirmation on the deal, no money, no time, but as reported by John Heyman, Ranger Suarez is headed to Beantown.
That's interesting. It's another one that the Phillies thought they were going to get back. Ranger Suarez out. Red Sox had to pivot to something else in the starting rotation. I mean, their rotation's legit.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Their rotation's really legit. Now I got to look at the rotation. Ranger Suarez. I'm sure we'll get the details on the contract as the rest of the hour starts to come about. But yeah, I told you, Juan's got the alerts on, man. Guys on it. So they got Sonny Gray now, Garrett Crochet.
I wouldn't put too much stock in Sonny Gray. He's a solid middle rotation guy for them right now.
He's the highest paid player on the Boston Red Sox.
He was the highest paid player on the Cardinals.
$41 million on the AAV for the Red Sox this year for Sonny Gray.
He's still on the Cardinals contract, is he not?
He is, but that's what the AAV says.
Oh no, I'm just saying that they
31
didn't sign
million
into that.
and
They
30 million. Yeah, well, they accepted it. They said, yeah, we'll take him.
They accept. Think of Boston's offseason for a second.
Finally signed a free agent.
They finally signed a free agent, and they're two of their highest paid players on the team are both Cardinal salary dumps.
Yep. Because they couldn't sign anybody, they might as well spend their money in other ways. Their payroll still is $191 million before the Ranger Suarez deal. How about that? It'd be nice to use a computer where the screen doesn't turn off every 5 seconds.
It would also be really nice to have that issue when the techs are in here so they can see the issue and not just think you're hallucinating.
It turns off all the time. Let's take a look at the Red Sox rotation's not bad. Garrett Crochet, Sonny Gray. They got Bello, Tanner Hawk, Peyton Toll, Horn Frog. Patrick Sandoval's on the Red Sox?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They got a lot of guys battling for rotation spots in Boston. They just picked up Ranger Suarez. That's a big pick. Big gift for the Red Sox. As Adam said, finally signed a free agent. It's about time. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll talk more about that when we come back because we got to get the break. But the latest news, Ranger Suarez is now a Boston Red Sox. Sorry. How does that affect the Phillies? Conversation when we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego Sports Station 97.3 The Fan. Now that's cinema, Frank. Let me tell you. I'll watch that later. My niche market, if you will. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Coming up in the noon hour, Brock Ungricht on. Talk about USD baseball getting started very shortly. They've already started their camp and everything like that, if I'm not mistaken, their preseason stuff. Their first series is going to be Valentine's Day weekend. They play in Charlotte against Charlotte, the 49ers, if they're still called that. I can't remember. And then at 1 o'clock, Matt Savant, Senegal Gold's president of business, he will be coming on at 1 o'clock. So we have some of those to get to later on in the show. We have a lot to talk about still in the 11 o'clock hour involving baseball. We got the report, Frank, that there was a signing in Boston that happened.
Correct.
Give us an update.
So, as is being reported by John Heyman, okay. So this is from Bob Nightingale. Ranger Suarez getting $130 million over 5 years. That was from 8 minutes ago from Bob Nightingale. This is the longest free agent contract the Red Sox have signed since Trevor Story back in March of 2022. So Suarez is in Boston, 5 years, $130.
Ken Rosenthal confirms it. Ranger Suarez, he said first, John Heyman, Bob Nightingale, 5 years, $130 million. Potential rotation for the Boston Red Sox now after this signing. Garrett Crochet, Sonny Gray, Ranger Suarez, Brian Bello, Johan Oviedo, and Patrick Sandoval and Cutter Crawford returning from injuries. And they got a lot of pitchers. That's exactly where you want to be if you're any team competing in Major League Baseball. You want to be right there. I'm surprised that he only signed for $26 million a year. It's a little surprising to me. I know he's up there. I think, what is he, 30 years old? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. It wasn't my week to watch him.
Around there. I mean, as some of the pitchers have been off the board, I thought for sure like Ranger Suarez would be too expensive. He's 30 years old. You know what? He was expected to sign 125. What do you get? 130?
Mm-hmm.
Fangraphs was on it. I agree with Juan. Fallon, Frank. Chat's trying to help you, man.
He draws the foul.
Calling them names.
It's like I wouldn't have said anything, but the tweet had come out literally 30 seconds
Notifications, Poppy.
Don't.
Hey, notifications. Hey, Juan knows.
Don't say that.
We call you Papa, or can we only call Eric Hosmer Papa? Only I can be called Papa, Eric Hosmer says. Renzo Kane gave me that nickname. Yeah, Juan, call him Poppy. Poppy Casings.
Don't do that. Do not do that. That is a chat ban.
Turn the notifications on, Poppy. Poppy Casings.
Don't. That's no.
You wouldn't. You would be on the know. You'd be in the know, live on the air. It's great.
I have enough notifications that I don't want on my phone.
Casings. We've made so many people cringe in the chat. I'm here. Stirring the pot. Just stirring it. Unc Marquez or Marchese or Papa Frank, what's your preference?
I'm fine with Unc. That's
Uncle Casings. I like that one too.
I'm fine with Unc. That's fine.
It's good stuff. All right. We do got to get to some other stuff with the Padres. AJ Cassville talked about the Padres debating dipping into their bullpen to get a starter. It doesn't sound like they're going to sign another free agent starter. It sounds like they've been looking in the trade market a little bit. Can the Padres pull from their bullpen to make their starting rotation better? Is that the answer? Knowing about the farm system and everything like that, can you pull from a strength to get everything, or to improve your starting rotation? We're going to talk about that possibility when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. Standing Summer Sports Station 97.3 The Fan. All right. We're talking Padres baseball here in a second, but Adam comes in here and tells us the news. I look up the TV. It's there. I got like 2 to 5 texts already on my phone about last night. Dylan Raiola commits to Oregon as he entered the transfer portal from Nebraska to go into the transfer portal. He commits to Oregon. I think it's just because Patrick Mahomes had to wear Oregon stuff after he lost a bet to one of the Oregon players on Kansas City. So he commits to Oregon because Dante Moore is supposed to go to the NFL draft. Dante Moore then announces less than 12 hours after Dylan Raiola commits to Oregon that Dante Moore is coming back to Oregon.
Oops.
College football needs to fix their calendar, and they need to do it immediately. I told this to you before that. I told this to you before. I mean, they are the gift that keeps on giving. This is stupid, but it's the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to news. I told you before we jumped on air at 10 in the morning. Josh Carraway, who was a defensive lineman for TCU when I was working for the team. I forget, he does something in player development or recruiting or something like that for some school. I don't remember what it is. But he tweeted out the numbers. 10.5 thousand football players. 10,500 football players were in the portal as of today, had entered the portal as of today in college football. 10,500 players in college football have entered the portal as of today. Now, some of them already found new homes. 6,800 of them are still looking for a place to play, and the portal closes in 2 days. And guess what? In Division I football, there's not even 6,800 roster spots. So everybody's just like going to trickle down. All these people are I'm moving on up, moving on down, or not playing anymore.
Wasn't there a quarterback?
Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Wasn't there a quarterback that has recently gone from he was at I don't remember exactly what school. He was at, say, a big school like Alabama. Let's just to throw them out there. And his career path has him going through 8 different transfers.
How about TJ Finley?
I think so. And each one of them is a step down. He started at Alabama. He then went to UCLA and then went to
It's TJ. I think you're talking about TJ Finley.
Yeah.
TJ Finley is, I think, trying to play for his 8th season or 9th season. 9th year of eligibility. TJ Finley started LSU, went to Auburn, went to Texas State, went to Tulane, went to Western Kentucky, played at Georgia State last year, is now going to Incarnate Word.
A D2 school, right?
Correct.
So,
7-time transfer.
It is
TJ
gone.
Finley. He has multiple kids because he's old. He's a lot older now. He's got multiple kids. He basically is just a professional college football player and uses his playing college football and NIL money to make a living.
He's done the college
7-time transfer.
He has done the college football career in reverse, is what he's done.
He's Josh Johnson of college football, playing for all these different teams. He's LaTroy Hawkins. Whatever any other names I can think of that have played for a lot of different teams. The players that what was that? Edwin Jackson? Is that who it was? The pitcher in Major League Baseball played for 14 MLB teams.
Edwin Jackson actually follows me on Twitter and has for a long time now.
He's Edwin Jackson. He's LaTroy Hawkins. He's Josh Johnson. He's now TJ Finley. It would have been better if he played for a team in every conference. He's pretty close. If you want to include Texas State as a Pac-12 school now, which I guess you can next year, you got SEC and LSU, SEC, Auburn. Texas State was not in the SEC at the time. I think they were Sun Belt. Tulane, American Conference, West Kentucky, Conference USA. I don't know what conference Georgia State's in. Are they in the Sun Belt?
Yeah, Georgia State Sun Belt, yes.
Now Incarnate Word. We practiced that Incarnate Word when we were there for the Alamo Bowl. TJ Finley. Dante Moore's coming back. As Adam put, and I honestly, my first reaction was the guy doesn't want to play for the Jets. Augie? This quarterback transfer is like drinking around the world at Epcot. They're just getting their little passport punches. Give me the big red punch. Give me the big red stamp. Give me the Incarnate Word stamp.
Love it.
He's like, I'm going to go to Incarnate Word, and maybe I could be like Cam Ward. Maybe I'll go to Washington State next, and then I'll go to Miami, and then I'll finally get drafted as I'm 35 years old. College athletics. What a wild deal. College athletics. Amazing. How about this? College Football Hall of Famer Gary Patterson. Congratulations to Coach Patterson for being selected to the 2026 NFF College Football Hall of Fame class, as put out by TCU Athletics. The man that replaced him after they got fired, Sonny Dykes, greatest honor for one of the greatest TCU Fort Worth in college football history. Congrats, Gary, and go Frogs. That's kind of awkward. It's an interesting deal. All right, back to the Padres here. Dante Moore news. The college football is the gift that keeps on giving. It's so stupid. It's funny now. It's so corrupt. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense that it's like, honestly, you just laugh. You just laugh. All right. AJ Casville earlier this week, late last week, wrote a piece for Padres.com about Padres debating dipping into their bullpen to get a starter. Now, this is not the conversation of let's turn Jeremiah Estrada into a starter. This is, we have a lot of pieces in the bullpen. Maybe we got to trade from the bullpen to help out the starting rotation. With pitchers and catchers a month away, Padres pitching staff is a study in extremes. Their strength, one of the deepest and most dominant bullpens in baseball. Their weakness, very thin, uncertain starting rotation. AJ Preller has already shut down one idea, which is not converting relievers into starters. Mason Miller, Adrian Morejon, David Morgan are all staying in the bullpen. That leaves one real path to addressing rotation holes, and that's trading from a portion of strength, the bullpen depth, to potentially acquire a starting pitcher. Can the Padres trade their greatest strength? Well, the Padres have an excess in high-leverage bullpen arms, and they have clear needs at starting pitching and first base. With AJ Preller, no one is truly untouchable, but some players are far more realistic trade candidates than others. Before we really start this debate, the question is, Frank, can the Padres afford to trade from their bullpen to improve their starting rotation?
Yes.
I think they can. I'm not really into that, but eventually, there's only so many guys that can play on your team. You can't, hoard bullpen arms. As much as there's not enough pitching, you can't hoard the bullpen arms. You could still have an elite bullpen, even if you trade away one or two of these bullpen arms. Especially since the farm system has a lot of great bullpen arms coming up the ranks. That's the one piece that the Padres have in the farm that's ready to come up to Major League Baseball, and that's the bullpen arms, which are easier to develop and easier to find. They're cheaper solutions out there to make your bullpen elite than there are to make your starting rotation good. What they have deemed now as untouchable or close to it, Mason Miller. He was acquired at huge prospect cost. Leo DeVries. By the way, did you see what Baseball Reference listed Leo DeVries as today?
No.
In terms of prospect ranking?
Mm-mm.
What was he when the Padres traded him to Oakland last year? Oaklamento. Do you remember what he was in baseball?
Top 5.
He was
the
the third best prospect in baseball. Third best prospect in baseball. You know where Baseball Reference has him now?
20.
Fifth best shortstop.
Ooh.
He went from the third best player in baseball to now, according to Baseball America. I might have said Baseball Reference by mistake. Baseball America has him as the fifth best shortstop in the prospect rank.
How's the trade looking now?
I mean, he's going to be a good player, but he's 18. It's like, I don't know how he gets to that point. Is this like the college football recruiting rankings where, oh, he got an offer from Alabama, 5 stars. Committed to Texas Tech, 4 stars. Seriously. Is that where we're at right now? Oh, he was with the Padres, not too bad. Farm system good. Yeah. Goes to Oaklamento, drop a star. He's not as good anymore. Not as good anymore. Mason Miller's a dominant player. I would hate to see the Padres trade Mason Miller try to get a starting pitcher. Likely trade pool. Let me know if these make any sense. Jason Adam, he's coming off surgery. Opening day status unclear. I would imagine he's very unlikely to be moved.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Jeremiah Estrada is under team control through 2029. He's got good stuff that suggests future closer upside. He's currently no better than the 4th or 5th best in the bullpen pecking order. He could bring back a controllable mid-rotation starter. He's kind of the example to me of selling from depth. I think you could afford to trade a Jeremiah Estrada. I don't necessarily know you'd be able to get you'd get a mid-level rotation piece. Let's say you bring in a fourth starter for Jeremiah Estrada, and now Randy Vasquez is your 5. That's a good starting rotation for the Padres.
Yeah.
It's a good starting rotation for the Padres. Would you be willing to give up Jeremiah Estrada for 1 year of Freddie Peralta?
For 1 year of Freddie? No. I would want 1 year and an extension.
I don't know if you could.
Which that's on.
The thing is with Estrada, though,
Peralta.
who is the one team that Estrada has struggled against the most?
Dodgers.
The Dodgers. That's the team to beat. And if that's a major hole for you, even though he's good against everybody, he's been good against everybody else. To me, he is somebody that'd be worth giving away. That wouldn't be a 1-for-1. You'd have to throw in some other pieces for that.
By the way, I'm sorry. I'm going to.
What do you mean the Brewers wouldn't do that? The Brewers do a lot of crazy trades.
I'm just going to detach here real quick. My friends group chat is going crazy over this the Moore situation. In other news, Moore is returning to Oregon because bleep the Jets. I don't blame him. Make $4 million and have a shot at the Natty, or make 4.1 and play for the Jets
and get killed.
If I'm Ty Simpson's agent, I'm telling him to take the 5.5 mil offer from Miami or Tennessee just to avoid being a Jet. Anyway, continue.
That's also another big question for like college football players when they come out. It's like, do I really want to go play for the Jets right now? I can make just as much money and get treated like a king and not get killed and be on a good team. Or do I want to play for the Jets for less money?
Right now, try any other point in time.
I'm just telling. Whatever. Adrian Morejon, I would really want to trade him. I want to extend him. But
exactly.
I mean, he's another guy that he's got 1 year left on his contract. I mean, obviously it would hurt. You could probably get good value out of him at this point in time. I mean, the reality is you have to give up something good to get something good in return. The other one's David Morgan. He's got very similar logic to Jeremiah Estrada. He's less proven, though, would command a smaller return, depth piece rather than a centerpiece, but it's not a bad idea to potentially get a starting pitcher back. I don't think you're going to be able to clear payroll with like moving Wandy Peralta or Yuki Matsui.
No.
But the contracts are definitely going to limit the return value.
If I were the Padres looking at the rotation, I'm thinking Jeremiah Estrada is probably the most likely to get traded, because if you kind of think about Estrada in the whole, it was kind of free money. You got him for free. He was a waiver claim from the Cubs. He was a minor leaguer that you threw up because enough guys got hurt, and he just so happened to strike out 13 straight guys. And that is what made him a big leaguer. I would say that is the most bang for your buck to trade Jeremiah Estrada. I would love to see him still here, but Estrada, you didn't have to give up anything to get him, and he has far surpassed what you expected him to be when you picked him up. So I would say Estrada is probably the easiest one to let go of the group.
In terms of like where everything's at, out of all those bullpen pieces that you would have to move in order to get some type of starting rotation piece back, the one that makes the most sense is Estrada, because he's got a lot of upside. He's got years of control, right? He's under team control through 2029. I think another team can turn him in the right situation. He could probably turn into a pretty good player for whoever acquires him. And out of the 4 that you're willing to give up, I think you could give up Estrada because you have Morgan and you have a Bradley Rodriguez that are coming up and are like Jeremiah Estrada. You have the replacement for him.
Go Aztecs. The reason why we're talking about trading out of the bullpen is because they don't have the money to sign
They don't have the money to sign a free agent starting pitcher that would be worth bringing in, unless it's like somebody super old. And we saw how that worked out the last time they did that.
And from reports that we've seen earlier in the week, I don't know if you caught it on the bottom line on MLB Network, they were saying that the Padres have a couple of pots on the stove, but they're not sure what to do yet. Like they're still waiting on what to do as of this moment. So they don't have a clear path to which way they want to go. So right at this moment. So just signing a free agent just before pitchers and catchers report, I have a feeling they would have done that already, and they kind of have, if you really think about it, with Michael King.
I don't. I look at the free agent board, and I don't see a Michael Wacha sitting there.
No.
I don't see a Michael Wacha sitting there. And here's the other thing. Like, you have played with fire a handful of times in the starting pitching department, and you've gotten, it's worked out. But what you can't afford as a team that's expected to compete in the window of your stars being able to compete, you can't afford for those rolling of the dice to come up the way that you don't want them to be.
Yeah.
You can't go all in on red again and have it come up black.
No,
because you're going to be in trouble. And here's the other thing too about the starting rotation and the bullpen. I'm not saying destroy the bullpen to improve your starting rotation. You have an excess amount of bullpen arms. I mean, as we've conversed like with every other team, what have we seen out of the YouTube chat? It's like, they got to trade Alec Baum. They got to trade this guy. They got to trade that guy. They got to trade this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why shouldn't they hang on and stockpile all the players to be very good?
Yeah, and if you
want so like the bullpen is a stockpile for the Padres. Not every one of those bullpen pieces is going to be on the team. They have a ton. They can trade one or two and then replace them with almost equal players, like a Bradley Rodriguez, like a David Morgan, and still be fine in the bullpen. And get a number 4 starter or a number 3 starter in a trade. They can still do both those things. And if you don't do that, and you have this elite bullpen, but you don't give them the lead ever, all of a sudden it turns into the meme where you have the Lamborghini sitting in the driveway of a trailer park.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't use your bullpen because you can't get the lead because your starting rotation is not good and not good enough to pass it along to the bullpen, it's not going to matter. So to me, I think you could go get a starting pitcher. I think you can use your bullpen so you don't have to decimate your farm system even more than it is. And it gets you a starting pitcher in the rotation. So you have 4 guys in the rotation that can help you get to the end of the year and hopefully trade for a guy that is under contract through next year. Because Pivetta could easily be walking at the end of the year. Michael King has a chance to walk at the end of the year. You don't know what's going on with you, Darvish. I can imagine him to be factored part of the equation after this year. And then the very next year, you're going to have to do what Joe Musgrove doing the exact same thing. And signing him because he's a free agent in 2028. So you are in a position now where you need to try to get some type of starting piece under control for more than just the season. And as much as these contracts have been good and have worked out for the Padres, these like prove it deals, the second it doesn't work, it's going to be catastrophically bad for the Padres because eventually if it doesn't work, here's what happens. Now you got a guy that's not playing up to what you thought he was going to do. And guess what he's not going to do at the end of the year? Opt out. And that's what you can't afford to have. Like you couldn't have, like if Nick Pivetta decided, like if he had an awful season last year, that contract would have hurt big time. Because now Nick Pivetta, who was getting $2.5 million last year, was going to get the 20.5 this year. He wasn't going to opt out. He's going to get a $14 million and then $18 million. And if he's a guy pitching below what expectation is, people are like, I can't believe we gave this contract out. I mean, you are rolling the dice somewhere. To me, the better bet and the safer bet is the bet to trade from the bullpen to an area of strength in the starting rotation. Or sorry, trade from an area of strength and improve the starting rotation. I think that's the best way that you can add that piece. Otherwise, I think you're waiting till the trade deadline.
I'd rather take a chance on Paddock or Buehler than trade from that bullpen. That's what we're saying. The law of averages is going to catch up to you at some point. You're not going to be able to just hit on these guys every single time. You're going to get bummers. And I know, as Juan Ruiz in the chat says, Matt Carpenter was the bummer. They haven't hit on the fielders. The pitchers they have, and that's the case we're making.
They got very lucky with Solano and
Yeah.
David Peralta.
Yes.
Gary Sanchez is a pickup. But like not every one of those bullpen pieces is going to play. I'd rather use one of them to improve something else than let one of those guys rot and not get the reps that he needs. New lunchtime hour when we come back. Aztecs in action tonight. The Dome of Doom.
Bet tonight.
Not a bad idea.
That I'll have more hits than you.
Let's do it right now.
How much you want to bet?
We'll do $5.
Oh God!
Oh, it hits ball in the air. Oh, sick, dude. What a great leadoff! What a great leadoff!
Yeah. You want to be mic'd up?
Oh.
No, Rick.
There's the Joel we know. Well, you're lucky I'm a huge target at first, dude.
So gassed.
Shell's got to get us in, though. We're screwed next at bat. That's not great.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Zion. Are you? That is the saddest thing. Are you insane? That is sad. No confidence.
Ethan, you better get a hit
Yeah,
now.
it's like Moneyball. He's got no confidence. Ugly girlfriend.
Come on, Sam.
Oh, hose him!
Oh, we got it. Can we get a first baseman that can catch? One time, Matt. Nice. All right.
Glasses on too. That's why.
Oh, damn it. Can we score some runs? Play first base. All of a sudden, it's locked down.
Who bats after Q?
I think it's the other team.
Go!
Go!
Show Braden how to run home.
Oh, damn it. Got onto that bat.
Hey, the Surprenant suck.
Come on,
You
Cello.
can play cello.
Oh, look at the look at the throw.
Oh my God.
Oh, pick
Oh.
me, dude. You can't see it. It sucks.
I can't see anything.
Oh, I crawled back. Hey, did you ask him to buy you a beer after that?
Hey,
Got us beer, dude.
out there, dude. You serious right now?
He does.
Dude, yeah, Ethan, seriously, dude.
I know. Hey, Ethan, sit next one. You don't boo nobodies. That's what I'm hearing.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Nice ball, Matt. Nice job.
I'm the best. I'm the best.
Hey, good job. Hey, we won. Nice job. Good job.
Good game. Good game, guys. Good game. Good game. Good game.
Let that big guy's going.
Good game. Where do you want me to sign, sir?
Like where you're always.
Don't set the Fox.
No, nobody makes me sign. But I'll whatever you need for your your kids or whatever, like sign ball or anything. Let me know.
You're all over it.
Bet tonight.
Not a bad idea.
That I'll have more hits than you.
Let's do it right now.
How much you want to bet?
We'll do $5.
Oh God!
Oh, it hits ball in the air. Oh, sick, dude. What a great leadoff. What a great leadoff.
Yeah. You want to be mic'd up?
Oh.
No, Rick.
There's the Joel we know. Well, you're lucky I'm a huge target at first, dude.
So gassed.
Shell's got to get us in, though. We're screwed next at bat. That's not great.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Zion. Are you? That is the saddest thing. Are you insane? That is sad. No confidence.
Ethan, you better get a hit
Yeah,
now.
it's like Moneyball. He's got no confidence. Ugly girlfriend.
Come on, Sam.
Oh, hose him!
Oh, we got it. Can we get a first baseman that can catch? One time, Matt. Nice. All right.
Glasses on too. That's why.
Oh, damn it. Can we score some runs? Play first base. All of a sudden, it's locked down.
Who bats after Q?
I think it's the other team.
Go!
Go!
Show Braden how to run home.
Oh, damn it. Got onto that bat.
Up from the beaches to the ballparks, from the gas lamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime use.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
New lunchtime hour on 97.3 The Fan. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant, talking Padres baseball through the first couple of hours. We're going to shift gears and get to a little Aztecs basketball here in the noon hour. We didn't have time to get to our sports thread. You still have that prepared?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We should probably do that now. Let's do the sports thread, and then we'll get to Aztec basketball as the Aztecs get ready to take on the Wyoming Cowboys at the Dome of Doom, otherwise known as the Arena Auditorium. That's another topic for another day. And I mean another day, I mean later, but later.
It's such a good one, too.
Yes. All right.
All right, let's get to
sports thread time.
You know that group chat? The one that's always blowing up with the biggest sports takes, debates, and breaking news?
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me?
Yeah, we've got that too. Welcome to the Sports Thread, where we break down the top 5 stories in sports, just like you would with your crew.
Oh, no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
No filters, no silence, just real talk. Brought to you by QC Kinetics. Stop sitting on the sidelines. QC Kinetics gets you back in the game without surgery. To learn how, visit QCkinetics.com.
Oh, we're having fun. We've got Cabbage Cup on TV. We've got Inter playing.
Number 1.
We've also got number 1. It's a good time right now. San Diego FC secured a major piece of its future by agreeing to a contract extension with star winger Anders Dreyer that runs through the 2028-29 season with a club option for an additional year. While finance details were not disclosed, Dreyer earned a reported $2.4 million last year, the first year of his original 3-year deal. The extension comes as San Diego FC continues shaping its roster after one of the most successful expansion franchise seasons in MLS history, including parting ways with designated player Irving Chucky Lozano and re-signing head coach Mikey Varas to a multi-year deal. For an expansion club coming off of early success is prioritizing long-term stability around a proven star like Anders Dreyer more valuable than capitalizing on peak transfer value to reinvest across the roster. So basically, is it better to sign is it more important right now at this stage in San Diego FC's lifespan? Is it more important to reinvest in the stars that you have or try to spend money to bring stars in?
First of all, I like the move. I think this is great. I think it's better to build a culture, build a foundation, and continue the success that you have had as part of the organization instead of like, oh, let's trade this guy for something else. They got to lock in and form an identity here in San Diego. I think they've done a great job building the foundation with Mikey Varas. I think continuing his contract's great. And the other thing, you need a new face of the franchise now too, because Chucky Lozano is gone. Anders Dreyer took over the MLS, at least from the San Diego perspective, was an MVP finalist.
He would have been the MVP.
And should have been the MVP, yeah. But you can't have Chucky Lozano leave because of a miscommunication, because you don't want him part of the organization, and then ship off Anders Dreyer. Him being on the team long term now with a contract extension and Mikey Varas solidifies and stabilizes the organization. It's a great move for San Diego FC. Had success, keep the success rolling.
No, absolutely, 100%. And like I said at the time, if it wasn't for it's Lionel Messi, Anders Dreyer would have won MVP this year.
Number 2.
Live Golf announced that 2-time major champion Dustin Johnson has signed a multi-year contract extension, keeping him as a central figure, and the captain of the Four Aces GC team. Johnson lives first season-long individual champion back in 2022. Expressed his excitement about new venues and global fan interest despite recent struggles in majors and a step down in world rankings due to live events not awarding ranking points. The four aces also added Belgium PGA Tour winner Thomas Detry, while Patrick Reed and Thomas Peters return, signaling stability for the team as Liv continues to reshape its roster. How big is it for Liv Golf to retain a guy at the level of Dustin Johnson, while earlier this week losing Brooks Koepka and presumably more back to the PGA?
I think Liv Golf's days are numbered. I think all of these golfers have cashed in, and they're going to go back to where it's better for them, which is the PGA. The only reason why they went to Liv Golf, none of them would go to Liv Golf if it wasn't for like $300 million guaranteed, $100 million guaranteed, $80 million guaranteed. They basically got the payment of this new revenue share that the PGA Tour decided to do. They got it up front.
Mm-hmm.
And money is worth more today than it is in the future. And I think eventually these guys are all going to flip back to the PGA after they make as much as they can from Liv. But you know what? They can't feel bad. Liv Golf is, what do they call it? Sport washing, right? Like they have all their own, the people that own Liv and all that stuff have their own deals they're trying to make clean by pumping into sports. They're using the sport of golf to help them out. The golfers are using the money to help themselves out. And then they're going to be like, adios. And they're going back to PGA. I would not be shocked if they continue to if they all go back to the PGA. And here's what it was. Gwen and Chris were talking about this yesterday. We talked about it a couple days ago. The penalty is so minimal because the PGA knows they need the stars back.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they're going to do? They're going to keep changing this window until they get all the stars back. And they're going to make it look like they gave these guys a penalty to appease the fans that hate them for going to Live Golf. And then they're going to get everybody back, and everybody wins.
Yeah,
the golfers that left would make a fortune. They don't care. They have generational wealth now. The PGA gets all their golfers back, and the fans can say that they killed off Live Golf. It's a win-win-win for everybody.
Yeah, the only real monetary penalty that Brooks Koepka got was that $5 million charitable donation. That was really it.
Yeah, because we broke it down on the show a couple of days ago. And Gwen and Chris missed this part, or maybe they explained it later, but that whole new revenue, whatever, what do they call it? The equity thing that they get, right?
Yeah, the players'
and it was a
thing.
Projected $80 million or something that Koepka might be leaving. He got that money up front by going to Live Golf. And by the way, if all those golfers didn't go to Live Golf, guess what would never exist?
The players' equity.
The players' equity. So if they didn't go to Live Golf, the players' equity wouldn't even exist. So he's now, when he comes back to the PGA, he's missing out on what didn't exist when he was in the PGA, and he got all that money paid to him up front. He's not getting penalized for any of this.
No.
He gets to go back to all the big tournaments, right? There wasn't really anything that involved him missing out on major tournaments. He could still make money if he wins those tournaments. He just got to pay $5 million to a charity. He's got $80 million in the bag after going to Live. He's like, here, keep the change. They all win. What's going on in soccer?
Number 3.
What's going on in soccer is that Juan Ruiz's Arsenal club is now leading Chelsea, which is not ideal.
Not great for you, big dog.
No, it's not. The NHL and NHL Players Association expressed cautious optimism after this week's Olympic test at Milan's Santa Giulia Ice Hockey Arena, describing it as a productive trial run that offered important insight into the venue's readiness, while acknowledging challenges tied to new ice and an arena still under construction, including a mid-game ice repair and unfinished locker rooms. League officials said the playing surface generally received positive reviews, and that work to resolve remaining issues is expected to continue around the clock. The arena, which will host most of the men's tournament, including medal games, also faces fan experience adjustments and slightly reduced seating, but league sources emphasize there is no contingency plan that the NHL remains fully committed to Olympic participation. Given the latest construction timeline and remaining issues, how much risk is acceptable when staging a best-on-best Olympic hockey tournament for NHL players?
The players just got to be able to play in a safe environment. Does it have to be the best environment? No, but they got to play in a safe environment where they don't get hurt. That's where it needs to be. As dumb as that sounds, that the Olympics need to be it's got to be at least safe, guys. Come on, we can't get anybody hurt. Should be the main priority, is keeping the athletes safe. Does it have to be the greatest facilities in the world? No. It needs to be playable where the NHL players that are playing in this, as the NHL has made this happen so you guys can do this, it's got to be safe. Could you imagine baseball forfeiting part of their season for the Olympics, and then the facilities are not good enough for a Major League Baseball player, and guys get hurt because of it because the infield's all jacked up? You would never get it back. The Olympics, to me, have one chance right now to get this thing right. Otherwise, the NHL is going to never do this again, and they're going to do what they controlled. Was the Four Nations face-off, where they make all the money and they can do it whenever they want, and they got their own World Baseball Classic in hockey, and they get to dictate how long it is and all that stuff, and they don't have to cater to the Olympics. You want hockey in it, and you want professional players in it to get people to watch. This is your one and only chance. You better not screw it up.
The IOC said that they're happy with the timeline, that some of the building might not be done by the time the Olympics roll around, but they are happy with everything. There was a mid-game ice repair, but when you're laying out new ice surfaces, stuff like that does happen. So that's not out of the ordinary. But if the NHL is optimistic, they said cautiously optimistic, that is a good sign that we will see a good, high-quality Olympic hockey in Milan this coming up next month. And that is all I have for the sports thread today.
All we need to get to is sport. Perfect timing. Time to take a break. Aztecs heading to Laramie one final time. I don't think the Aztecs nor the basketball team are very upset that it's the last time that they're going to play in Wyoming. We'll explain when we come back. They play in the Arena Auditorium, the Dome of Doom. Discussion next. Braden Surprenant Show. Standings from Sports Station 97 through the Fan. Perfect timing. La Mesa 619. Has Braden talked about Aztec basketball yet? No. We're getting to it right now. Aztecs basketball playing at the Arena Auditorium for the final time. Oh, man. One last trip to Laradise, as Mark Ziegler put it.
They're playing at the Arena Auditorium just in the same way that San Diego's new NBA team will be playing at the Arena Tennis Center.
At the tennis center. That's right. Yeah, it's for tennis. Tennis only. 18,000 seat tennis center. Aztecs in action against Wyoming. They're actually a dog today, huh? You see that?
No, I might have actually.
Did you do that wrong?
I might have done
you
that
did.
backwards.
Aztecs are favored by 1.5. I was going to say, come on,
did
man.
put that backwards.
Foul.
My bad. I was actually meaning to tell you that like the last 3 breaks, but I forgot.
All right, for San Diego State, this game is obviously important in terms of they got to continue to win these games. They've put themselves in this position because of where they're at in terms of their non-conference. But again, like losing to the number 1 and number 2 team in the net, it's not the worst. The only thing that hurts them right now is the Troy. We've talked about this almost every single time that they had a basketball game. Wyoming is 84th in the net, 94th in the RPI. The RPI is not valued as much as net is in terms of the metrics for the NCAA tournament, which is all that really matters. In the net, as Wyoming is an 84, they are a quad 2 game on the road. So this will be for a quad 2 game for San Diego State. As of right now, the Aztecs are 0-3 in quad 1, 1-0 in quad 2, 5-1 in quad 3, and 4-0 in quad 4. And a lot of people might sit there and go like, what do you mean they're 0-3 in quad 1? Didn't they just beat Nevada on the road? Wasn't that a quad 1 game? Well, it was. And then Nevada, well, they dropped 2 spots. And so now they dropped 2 spots. So now they're 77 in the net, which means that game that they had at Nevada and Reno is now a quad 2 game, so they don't get the credit for that anymore. So take that for what it's worth. They almost need Troy to they need Troy to play themselves into a quad 2 to make that a little bit better. That loss they had to Troy, because they're at 126 right now as a home game. They got to get into the top 75. I don't know how Troy's going to be able to do that, but that's going to hurt their metrics for quad 3. Aztecs as right now, 0-3 in quad 1, as mentioned before, 1-0 in quad 2, 5-1 in quad 3, and 4-0 in quad 4. This will be a quad 2 game against Laramie. Wyoming, the Wyoming Cowboys. One last trip to Laradise. This is a good article written by Mark Ziegler in the San Diego Union Tribune. Aztecs are making what is likely its final men's basketball trip to Laramie, Wyoming, before departing the Mountain West of the Pac-12. They didn't specifically say, but based on what we have seen Brian Dutcher talk about some of these games on the road in the Mountain West, it doesn't sound like he's going to miss going back to Laramie. Doesn't sound like he's going to miss going back to Reno. Doesn't sound like he's going to miss going back to a lot of places that are hard to get to, are difficult to win at, and don't give you any type of love in the metrics. This game isn't just another road contest. It's a farewell to one of the most unique, difficult, and infamous trips in the conference. This isn't just a road game, Frank. This is a goodbye to a place San Diego State never loved, but we'll never forget.
Yeah.
Just like we talked about in Reno. Laramie is different. It sits at 7,220 feet. It's the highest elevation in Division I basketball. It's cold, it's windy, it's remote, and it's flat. No mountain scenery like you would expect in Wyoming. Just altitude and isolation. The Arena Auditorium is nicknamed the Dome of Doom for a reason. Although the last time we talked about the Dome of Doom, San Diego State kicked Wyoming's ass. Brian Dutcher has never hidden his feelings. Dutcher has been open and unapologetic. If he doesn't have to play at extreme altitude, he won't. The Pac-12 dramatically reduces those trips. 100% they do. Don't have to go to Laramie anymore. Don't have to go to Reno anymore. Also, here's the other thing, too, is like the San Diego State has budget limits on charter flights. They only get 4 charter legs per season for men's basketball, which means there, not there and back. So there and back is 2, Frank. Does that make sense on the charter flights? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they get 4 of those. They burn 2 of them to Wyoming every year.
It's a direct flight. It's a one-way flight. It's not a 2-way. It's not a round trip.
Right. So each leg is a different thing. So they have to burn 2 of their 4 charter legs per season going to Laramie. which is never fun. And again, it's another place that if other schools had to go to, it'd be difficult for them to win, and you get no credit for winning there in conference. Early Mountain West years. Here's like some of the travel horror stories. They've all had bad horror stories going to Laramie. I have heard from Ello. I've heard from previous people that used to work here that worked for San Diego State, that have called games for San Diego State, that getting to Laramie is a nightmare. Early Mountain West years, before they had the chartered jets to Laramie, Frank, they used to have to go to Denver first. They'd fly commercial flights to Denver and then take a 2.5-hour bus ride over dangerous winter highways from Denver's airport to Laramie, Wyoming, which is on the southern border of Wyoming and Colorado. So not only do you have to get, by the way, it's like 45 minutes to get from Denver's airport to Denver, and then you got to drive north another hour and a half.
There has to be a more cost-efficient way to do that. More cost and time efficient way to do that.
It's called a charter jet, which is also very expensive. That's why they only get 4 of them, and 2 of them get burned going to Laramie and then flying home. Although I would totally like fly to Laramie on a charter, and then I would bus back to Denver, stay that night in Denver, and then fly out next morning. I'm sure they've tried that in the past too. There's no real good answer for this. I guess burning 2 of the charter jets to Laramie is whatever. They were staying in budget motels, snow blowing under doors, pregame meals on pool tables in these early Mountain West years. In 2012, they had a charter disaster. This is all in the report from Mark Ziegler. They had a cracked wing on the original jet.
Okay.
They were forced onto a 19-seat prop plane with no bathroom. Multiple refueling stops to get to Laramie from San Diego. Snowstorm delays, missed shoot-around, taped free throw lines on the hotel carpet so they could get free throws in at the hotel because they missed their shoot-around day because they had to keep flying and stopping to fill up their little prop plane to get to Laramie.
I mean, what do you honestly expect though from a state that has like 10 people in it?
But this is the argument I've always had with when people said that being in the Big 12 would be catastrophically bad for the Aztecs for travel purposes. My response is, this is what it takes to get to your cities and your conference now. Everybody in the Big 12 is in a major city that has direct flights to and from San Diego. The hardest place to get is the state of Kansas. That's it. Oh, so you got to fly to Des Moines one time. You get to West Virginia, you fly to Pittsburgh. It's an hour. It's easy. To and from DFW, easy. To and from Houston, easy. Southwest flight away. Tucson, easy. Phoenix, easy. Shoot, I bet you could fly direct to Cincinnati if you looked it up right now from San Diego. All major cities. You know what's not? Laramie. Laramie. Last season, they had mechanical issues that forced San Diego State to stay an extra night in Laramie, Wyoming. But from the basketball perspective, they've had a lot of weird things happen in Wyoming, too. Weird stuff always happens in Laramie. That's the phrase of the Mountain West. In the Big 12, weird stuff happens in Lubbock. That's why I thought it'd been interesting to see Oregon have to go down to Lubbock, Texas to play a playoff game. All of a sudden, equipment wouldn't work anymore. Yes.
$129 flight from San Diego to CVG in Cincinnati.
Wow.
One way.
Even getting to Cincinnati
on Southwest
is easier. You could fly direct from San Diego to Cincinnati for $129. Wow. I'm telling you, the travel wouldn't have been the problem. That wouldn't have been the problem. In fact, the travel is easier for the San Diego State and the Big 12 than it is for the Mountain West. It's getting easier in this makeshift Pac-12. I bet you it's easier to get to Cincinnati than it is to get to Spokane. Might be easier. Or at least Washington State. I'm telling you right now, it's probably way easier because you have to get to Washington State. You got to fly to Spokane and then drive to Pullman. When you just fly direct to all the cities in the Big 12. I digress in that. I know I'm in the minority saying the Aztecs should be in the Big 12 and they missed an opportunity and all that other stuff. I don't know how much of an offer there was. Yada, 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 yada. Anyway, moving on. Weird stuff basketball-wise happens in Laramie. Aztecs in 2001 lost 101-66. In 02 and 03, huge upset wins, debris thrown on court, refs escorted out by police. when the Aztecs won in the 02-03 season. In 06, they had a miracle overtime win with 0.3 seconds left. In 2010, J.D. Luster, is now a coach at San Diego State, led a stunning comeback versus a Kawhi Leonard-led San Diego State team. In 2013, the 15th best team in the country, San Diego State scored 9 points and a half. That's not fun. 2014, number 5 ranked Aztec team lost during a 20-game win streak in Laramie. Altitude, environment, motion, chaos. Laramie, Wyoming. Former Wyoming players now at San Diego State, J.D. Luster and Jeremiah Oden, speak fondly of the people of Laramie, but admit culture shock, but also talk about genuine kindness, community pride, lifelong bonds. Luster was once introduced back in Laramie as R. J.D. Luster and received a standing ovation when he was there as a former Wyoming Cowboy. The game is an end of an era tonight for the Aztecs. It's an end of the Mountain West grind. This is one of the final times you have to participate in what is a brutal road schedule in the Mountain West. You already checked Nevada off the list. Wyoming's one of the next ones on the list. That's a problem. And I think until you get to the Colorado State, or really the New Mexico part of this schedule, because Colorado State's joining your conference, Air Force and New Mexico are the next 2 off the list that you don't have to ever go to ever again. Don't have to go back to the pit and don't have to go to Colorado Springs. 2 places that you don't want to go to anyway. But end of the budget-constrained survival trips to Laramie. Don't have to worry about burning 2 of your charter flights to get to Laramie. And end of one of college basketball's most unforgiving road environments, as mentioned before. There's no more trips to the Dome of Doom. For Wyoming, beating San Diego State has always been a season-defining game. For San Diego State, it's always been relief, nostalgia, and closure all at once. And that's what's on hand today for the Aztecs against Wyoming. The game will tip off at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Late start for the Aztecs. Oh, correction. That's wrong. Game will be at, I think, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a 5 o'clock.
Their home game against Wyoming is at an 8 o'clock. Let's look at the wrong one. 5 o'clock tip against Wyoming tonight. It's a quad 2 game. Aztecs need to really get into gear early. If they keep Wyoming in the game, it's going to be a tough finish, and it's going to be a grind out game that they are not going to get a lot of love for. So and then it's a quick turnaround. Saturday, they got New Mexico coming into town, and a Lobos team that's 13-3 is going to account for close to a quad 1 game. It's going to be a quad 2 game at Viejas Arena, unless the Lobos can win again to help the Aztecs out. Because right now, New Mexico's 41 in the net, and they got to be top 30 in the net for it to count as a quad 1 game. The only way that happens during this week is if the Mexico beats San Diego State. I don't want to get into the details on that. But you're going to have a Eric Olin reunion to San Diego, the former UCSD coach with a couple other players from UCSD on the New Mexico Lobos coming back to San Diego to take on the Aztecs on January 17th on Saturday. This is a tough stretch for the Aztecs that's not going to get them a lot of reward. At Wyoming tonight, New Mexico on Saturday, at Grand Canyon next Wednesday, which is always a difficult place to play for anybody in college basketball. I don't care how low level Grand Canyon has been this year. It's tough to win there. And then you got to go to Thomas and Mack on January 24th. This is a tough part of the Aztec schedule. And what makes it tough is these games are going to be grinded out games, but you're not going to be racking up quad 1 wins. You're going to be racking up quad 2 and quad 3 games, even a quad 4, which is not great. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973 if you want to join the show today. In just a little bit, we are going to have on speaking of the Aztecs, an Aztec alumni, but a San Diego Torero head coach in Brock Ungricht. He's going to come on, talk about the college baseball season that's right around the corner here in San Diego. We got 3 Division I teams in town. The USD Toreros and everybody in college baseball will start their season Valentine's Day weekend. San Diego will be at Charlotte to get everything going for the year. A little bit more manageable of a schedule this year for USD. Got a lot of transfers in. We'll meet a little bit about the USD baseball team. But also, if you are a coach in town, they got a coaches clinic coming up at the University of San Diego, led by the USD baseball coaches, who are a lot of local guys, where you get to learn a little bit and hopefully help your high school team out, your travel ball team, your youth team. And we'll talk about that with Brock Ungricht when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. All right. It's time to get to our next part of the show. We do got to try to get a contestant for a midday sports standoff. We'll try to throw that out there as we conduct this interview. 833-288-0973. We do it at 1 o'clock hour. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Try to get to the midday sports standoff. You call in, might have a chance. To qualify for a chance for our grand prize, 2 tickets to Sammy Hagar at Dolby Live at Park MGM, 2 nights stay at Park MGM Las Vegas, and a $100 gas card. Sammy Hagar returns to Las Vegas with his Best of All Worlds Las Vegas residency. Get ready to rock with your favorite hits from the Van Halen years, Sammy solo hits, and more. Only in Las Vegas this March 11th to the 21st and September 18th to the 26th at Dolby Live at Park MGM. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. All right, time to get to it. We have Brock Ungricht joining us on the Braden Surprenant Show. He joins us on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with the crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. He is the head baseball coach for the University of San Diego, getting ready for another season. Should be another fun year for USD baseball as it's just right around the corner. So he'll give us a preview of what's going on in college baseball and talk about a little bit of a event that they are putting on for a lot of local coaches in town. Brock, what's going on? How's your Wednesday going?
What's up, Braden? Great to be back on with you, man. Happy New Year and fired up to talk a little baseball.
Yeah, it's always fun talking baseball. It's right around the corner. You're starting to get the weather in San Diego to heat up a little bit. Feels like spring days, even though we're still in January. Get that itch for baseball. What's going on? What's the schedule like right now for USD baseball? What's the timing like? I know after the new year, the players can meet for a certain amount of time. Then the coaches can get involved. I think we're almost full go right now for the spring season, if I'm not mistaken. Where are we at in the calendar?
Yeah, we're full tilt. You know, the NCAA changed the rules for us. Usually we don't get on the field with our guys until middle to the end of January, but this is the first year we're starting up. We got to start up Monday, so it gives us actually a full month to prepare to get our guys ready for the season, which is our first game is February 13th. Already. So it's awesome. I mean, shoot, 73, 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Come on, San Diego, who's got it better than us?
We're talking with Brock Ungricht, the head baseball coach for the University of San Diego, getting ready for their next season here in 2026, the Big 2-6. How's the team looking so far? I know you guys were active in the transfer portal, as you always are. It's definitely interesting times in college athletics, but before we talk about the college athletics aspect, let's talk about your team and what to expect in 2026 in terms from a roster.
Yeah, Braden, no doubt. I mean, we got 15 transfers in. It's just part of the game, and it's great. A lot of kids that we've recruited over the years that maybe, hey, you lose out to. They get out of town. They want to get away from San Diego, but then they kind of have that change of heart, like, I want to get back home and I want to go back to USD. And fortunate enough, we've been blessed with great players in this program, and our assistant coaches just do an incredible job of developing the talent when the talent gets here. So I think it attracts some of those kids that are maybe at different schools. They want to come back home to San Diego. So 15 transfers. We're older. I think college athletics, the key is to how old can you be? How much experience can you be to have on the field? Which is a great deal of help. Last year we were really young. I mean, we were starting 4 freshmen in the lineup, night in, night out, freshmen on the weekend, and able to win a WCC championship. At the end of the year with their experience throughout that year. But now with us being old, we have grad transfers. We have Drake Fries, who was drafted in the 17th round in 2024, who had to take last year off from Tommy John, looking to be a Friday night, Saturday night starter for us. Has looked just very, very impressive, better than he was 2 years ago. So definitely excited. We're strong in the middle. Jaden Lobliner behind the plate, Isaiah Lane at short. Those guys were all conference players a year ago. And they had great summers as well too. Isaiah had a great summer in the Cape Cod League, local product out of Eastlake High School. And looking for big things out of him, playing shortstop for us this year. Aiden Howard in center field, played center for us last year, and he's a returner as well. So our lineup, we return a lot, and super excited about what these guys are going to showcase on the field here at Fowler Park in 26.
We've been talking about college football and college basketball almost every single day because there's been a new piece of breaking news, and it's the gift that keeds on giving to us in the media talk show world. I mean, with just all the lack of rules and lack of regulations. I mean, you see it a lot in college football. You got players applying for ninth year of eligibility. You have the new red shirt rule that they want to put in place, where if you play in 9 football games, you could still red shirt that season. You got G League players coming to college basketball in the middle of the season at a semester break. It doesn't seem like we get as much crazy news out of college baseball, but overall, I mean, if you're as you have progressed through college athletics, I mean, what is the Brock Ungricht opinion about the state of where you guys are at right now, and what the coaches are saying about the lack of rules in the NCAA right now?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's almost like you take a step back with your hands up and, you kind of see what unfolds. But I think to your point, and it's like a game. It's like life. You got to keep your toes tapping. And that's what Coach Hill used to say all the time. And I love it because it's true. You don't know if it's going to rain. You don't know if the score is going to change. You don't know what the umpire is going to do. You don't know. It's like anything, right? So the same message that I'm constantly, the staff and I are constantly reinforcing to our players. I mean, we got to live by that too, right? So as much as you might like it or not like it, the NCAA is always about rules and got to follow the rules, and which obviously we do. With it forever evolving and being very fluid right now, I think we all just need to keep our toes tapping, whether we like it or not, and adjust with the times as well. And with not compromising your values and standards of the program, and having a very qualified staff, I feel like that we have, and they're young, they're hungry. I mean, they just do such an incredible job of scouring the transfer portal, doing their due diligence on homework. Because you can get talent. Talent's great. You see all the money going around in college athletics is buy talent. But if you don't have a team and you don't have a culture and you don't have guys that are believing into your process and want to be about the team first, then, talent only gets you so far. So we firmly believe that too. You got to get the talent for sure, but you also get to get the right dude that's going to come in and be a part of something bigger than himself, right? And I still think you can find players out there that are looking for that opportunity.
We've heard a lot of coaches in town say that. We've heard Sean Lewis say it at San Diego State, the football coach at San Diego State. We've heard multiple coaches at your school at the University of San Diego say that as well. But, from a recruiting standpoint, you believe in always be recruiting and getting kids to your program. You also have to recruit kids to stay in your program as well. That's kind of the craziness of the transfer portal. How have you seen recruiting change in college athletics, not just baseball, but every other surrounding sport over at the University of San Diego, and how you guys approach recruiting now from a high school transfer perspective?
Yeah, you just never know, right? You're recruiting that kid out of high school and he wants to go to a Power 4 school, for instance. You just, hey, all the best. You exit with grace, and you pick up. You basically end the conversation. You pick up the phone and call me if anything goes south. We're here for you. And it's a legitimate response now. And I think that like you said, ABR. We always say ABR. Always be recruiting for our players and for the recruits out there and for the portal. And you always got to have your head on a swivel. Because you never know what's going to happen. But it's also the people that are influencing, the recruits. It's the people that are influencing your players. And I think that's why it always goes back to the coach-player relationship is so key. And that's what we really thrive on in our program. It doesn't mean it's always going to work out, right? But the main thing is if we can get our players to really know that the trust is there with their coaches and they know that we love them and we're going to coach them hard, and we're going to be in their corner for their own success and their own life and give them everything at their fingertips possible that they need to be successful, then at the end of the day, we can lay our head on our pillow at night and know that we did everything in the power for our players. And that's the most important thing. Running through a wall for our guys and doing whatever possible to make them the best people they could be, but also to make them the best players they can be. And cultivating that group as a team to go out and compete against the top talent in the country, right? Because that's what we want to do. And deep down, every kid wants to win. They want to have success. They want to win, and we'll find that out of you, and we'll pull it out of you. And it's all built off of our relationships with our players.
Talking with the head coach of the University of San Diego's baseball team, and Brock Ungricht, joining us today on the Braden Surprenant Show. We're talking a lot about the beginning of the season, the craziness that is college recruiting, the transfer portal, all that. But you guys are a big community program. You guys are always active in the San Diego community. And coming up on January 25th, you guys are hosting a clinic over at the University of San Diego. I know you got some details on that. What could people expect with that clinic? Who is it for? What's it designed for? What should people expect? How do you get people signed up? Give us the whole lowdown on the clinic coming up.
Yeah, just being a San Diego kid myself and, growing up here, it's always about giving back to this great community. I mean, there's no better place in America to live than San Diego, and it's because of the people, too, along with the weather, obviously. But, with that, I think about the young kids, and we got to keep young kids continuously wanting to play baseball, not pushing them out of baseball because of ulterior motives or egos or what have you. We want to keep kids playing baseball. And however we can help with our platform to try to promote that and help people along the way. Hey, look, I'm a Division I head coach. I don't have all the answers to the test. I don't know everything. I'm constantly learning as a coach. I'm constantly growing as a coach. But, there are some things that we do feel like that we have a philosophy on relationships and positivity and encouragement and teaching. At the end of the day, we're all teachers, and we're offering a free clinic that maybe one thing you might learn out of this free coaches clinic for Little League coaches, travel coaches, high school, whoever. Come on. We already have 100 coaches signed up for January 25th, which is awesome. It's free of charge. We're going to offer some coffee, some donuts. Come hang out with the staff, see beautiful Fowler Park, and then obviously try to get the coaches and the teams out to a lot of games this year to watch us play and compete and really make the atmosphere feel like it's a family environment, like feel like everybody can be a part of our program. And if they ever need anything to give us a call and contact us, and we're willing to help, and San Diego means a lot to us and our program, and being present in the community, giving back to our awesome community is paramount for our program.
Love coaches clinics. As a football coach in town, the reason why a lot of us, we have success and we find success, I get a lot of it out of clinics. There's never am not learning in the coaching world. If you want to get better, it's always great to get these clinics. And a lot of these clinics cost a lot of money. And Brock, you guys are offering for free. Pretty cool opportunity for a lot of young coaches in town.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it, Braden. And we also got our first pitch dinner coming up too right after that. The godfather himself, Mr. Ron Fowler, is going to be our keynote speaker, and you'll be hosting that event up on stage too. So I can't wait to see you up there representing the program in a first-class way.
Yeah, looking forward to it. That's coming up on January 30th. That will be at the University of San Diego. So a lot of big stuff coming. It's always great January, seeing the practices because you're that much closer to baseball time. Brock, always great to chat with you. Appreciate the time. Look forward to talking to you again when the season starts.
You're the man, Braden. Always appreciate you, man. Go Toreros.
Go Toreros. Brock Ungricht joining us on the Braden Surprenant Show. We are running up to the end of the third. It's already the third hour. Can't believe it. Time flies. When we come back, we're going to have Matt Savant on, who is the San Diego Gulls president of business. They're going to be talking about some big events that they're doing as well. Get an update on what the Gulls have been doing. Haven't talked with the Gulls since their season started. They're debuting these giveaway hats on Saturday, which is pretty cool. So we'll talk quickly about the Gulls in the 1 o'clock hour, and then dive into some more college athletics and keep you updated on everything that's going on in baseball. I love going to clinics. I love it. I mean, I have gotten a lot out of clinics in the past with defense, with special teams. I'm constantly looking to improve our special teams at Cathedral, just all the time. I am always looking at stuff, and we use the Glacier clinic drive. So a lot of those, since we're signed up, I get to watch a lot of things online, so I don't have to travel as much. But everything always costs money now. If you're a baseball player, a baseball coach in town, it's always great to try to learn from people at the next level and see what type of drills you do and other things to get your players better. And USD's offering for free, which is super cool.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. And that's something that I wish more organizations, forget about schools, just organizations would promote for free as well. I mean, it's great to be able to pick the mind of people that are at a higher level than you and maybe do something that they're doing that you're not. And heck, if you're a coach, should always be willing to learn. Maybe some of these guys that are coming to your program could teach you something that you could probably be doing at a different level or that you can apply in some way at your level.
I mean, the thing was with the with some, I mean, I go to games now, like football games, and I get there early to watch warm-ups to take drills.
Mm-hmm.
I took a field goal kicking drill from TCU at the TCU BYU game. I now do it as part of our early outs. I'm like, that's great. I love this. Let's do this. I'm going to do this all the time. So always can make yourself better as a coach.
Yep.
Free clinic, January 25th, University of San Diego. You have to sign up before you show up. So do that at usdtoreros.com. 1 o'clock hour, talk goals, and then back to the Padres.
Hey, it's been
Aztec City is absolutely a place. Run that stupid game, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You want a shirt?
That's so lame.
That what? Swing like this. Where's it going to go? Left or right?
Fucking foul it off.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than hit it in a pie.
I hit a ball like that a day in my life, so
Yeah,
why
well,
should I
you
start now?
because it's a different sport. That's why. Here, make sure you do the pull-up.
Why don't we swing like that to hit line drives?
Huh? Just hitting, spraying it. I mean, have you seen Luis Ariz swing a stick?
Yeah, he don't swing like that.
He might do that.
He does that as his practice swing.
Your first Nebula.
10 teams want to sign him. Nice piece. Nice ball. Nice ball. That's a run. Tied it up. Where's my cutoff guy? That's all I gotta say. Okay, let's go.
Like this. Aztec City is absolutely a place. Run that stupid game, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. You want a shirt?
That's so lame.
That what? Swing like this. Where's it gonna go? Left or right?
Fucking foul it off.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than hit it in a
I
pie.
hit a ball like that a day in my life, so
Yeah,
why
well,
should I
you
start now?
because it's a different sport. That's why. Here, make sure you do the pull-up.
Why don't we swing like that to hit line drives?
Huh? Just hitting, spraying it. I mean, have you seen Luis Ariz swing a stick?
Yeah, he don't swing like that.
He might do that.
He does that as his practice swing.
Your first Nebula.
10 teams want to sign him. Nice piece. Nice ball. Nice ball. That's a run. Tied it up. Where's my cutoff guy? That's all I gotta say. Okay, let's go.
Like this. Aztec City is absolutely a place. Run that stupid game, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. You want a shirt?
That's so lame.
That what? Swing like this. Where's it gonna go? Left or right?
Fucking foul it off.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than hit it in a
I
pie.
hit a ball like that a day in my life, so
Yeah,
why
well,
should I
you
start now?
because it's a different sport. That's why. Here, make sure you do the pull-up.
Why don't we swing like that to hit line drives?
Huh? Just hitting, spraying it. I mean, have you seen Luis Ariz swing a stick?
Yeah, he don't swing like that.
He might do that.
He does that as his practice swing.
Your first Nebula.
10 teams want to sign him. Nice piece. Nice ball. Nice ball. That's a run. Tied it up. Where's my cutoff guy? That's all I gotta say. Okay, let's go.
Like this. Aztec City is absolutely a place. Run that stupid game, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. You want a shirt?
That's so lame.
That what? Swing like this. Where's it gonna go?
Left or right.
Fucking foul it off.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than hit it in a pie.
Hit a ball like that a day in my life. So
Yeah,
why
well,
should I start now?
Because it's a different sport. That's why. Here, make sure you do the pull-up.
Why don't we swing like that to hit line drives?
Huh? Just hitting, spraying it. I mean, have you seen Luis Ariz swing a stick?
Yeah, he don't swing like that.
He might do that.
He does that as practice swing.
10 teams want to sign him. Nice piece. Nice ball, nice ball. That's a run, tied it up. Where's my cutoff guy? That's all I gotta say. Okay, let's go. Like this. Aztec City is absolutely.
Starting the 1 o'clock hour on the Braden Surprenant show on a Wednesday. Show is just flying by. We are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. We're going to talk more Padres baseball in just a little bit. Some college football news that came out as well. But getting our kind of monthly update on what's going on in the AHL with our local team in town. The San Diego Gulls will play a couple of home games over this weekend. They have a couple of different good promotional things this weekend as well. So we want to get an update on what's going on with the San Diego Gulls. And we welcome in their president of business operations, Matt Savant, to the Braden Surprenant show. Matt, what's going on? How's your Wednesday?
Afternoon. Thanks for having us on to talk a little Gulls hockey.
Yeah, it's great to talk some Gulls hockey. Parent club's doing pretty well, off to a really good start. Gulls usually follow the parent club a little bit, but for anybody that's out there listening that haven't been to a Gulls game yet and don't know the update, what's the latest on the ice before we start talking about some other things that the Gulls are up to?
Yes, you are an astute hockey fan. As the NHL club does better, traditionally you'll see a rise with the American League as well. So the Ducks came out to an incredible start and were leading the Pacific Division for over a month. And they had a great game last night against Dallas where they won a first game in a while. So they're right in that kind of playoff mix. And then down the 5 freeway here in San Diego, our Gulls have been playing really well. We're off to a really strong start. We're currently in a playoff spot. So busy weekend. We've got three games this week. We've got a game tonight and then 2 Friday and Saturday. So exciting time for our franchise right now.
Yeah, exciting movement, a lot of youth movement for the Ducks and now for the Gulls. I mean, it's been kind of a little tough transition as the Ducks have gone through a rebuild. You've seen a lot of impressive players roll through, but as mentioned before, just for casual fans that might not know too much about the AHL NHL connection with the hockey, what have you seen now as you've now seen this team go about, as the Gulls have not had to really send too many players up? I mean, with the young group in Anaheim, how do you expect this to affect the Gulls now in the next couple of years? Sounds like they're set up for success in the next couple of years on the ice.
Yeah, great question. And it feels good to not be sending our players up to Anaheim as frequently as we have been these last 4 or 5 years. And as you mentioned, so the Anaheim Ducks are the parent club for the San Diego Gulls. So every player that plays on the San Diego Gulls is either a draft pick or a signed player that's kind of in waiting. You think of like a AAA baseball team. So the last couple of years, as Anaheim has been going through a rebuild, all of our high draft picks have been either stopping by San Diego or skipping us and going right into Anaheim because their roster was just open and available. So these young kids were kind of going up to Anaheim early and really performing well so that they didn't need to come down. Now we're in a spot where Anaheim's forward and defensive ranks are full with really good quality young players. And these draft picks that are coming up that are still first, second round players that are playing in San Diego are really helping our game. And our fans are seeing it. There's such great support from the city of San Diego and the entire county. But we're seeing really good hockey because these first and second rounders are here in San Diego for the foreseeable future, which is awesome. So you're getting great quality hockey and a good experience while you're here.
Talking with Matt Savant, who is the president of business operations for the San Diego Gulls, joining us here on the Braden Surprenant show. You mentioned the attendance. San Diego Gulls usually do a really good job with attendance here in San Diego. What could you say about the hockey fans in Southern California? Obviously a place that you don't see a lot of ice hockey about, but sounds like San Diego, despite maybe not the level of play you have wanted over the last couple of years in the goals, but it sounds like the fans have really been showing out the last handful of years since moving from Norfolk.
I have to tell you, it is unbelievable. And I'm a Southern California guy and been in San Diego for over 20 years. So I knew that there was hockey fans here, but every year I'm surprised at how many, whether they're transplants or people that grew up with the Goals. You have to remember the San Diego Goals brand began in 1966. So we hear people talking about how they used to attend games with their parents or their grandparents back in the day, and now they're bringing their kids. So there's a really robust, solid foundation of a fan base here in San Diego, and it's fun to walk the concourse and talk to fans, and they tell me stories about how long they've been coming to that building, the sports arena now, Pechanga Arena. So it's great. It's a really good family environment and a good kind of, there's a lot of history, and it's just a nice community to be part of.
Yeah, I'm one of those people, Matt. Grew up here in San Diego. Remember watching the Goals on Channel 4 back when I think they were the ECHL. I can't remember the leagues because they've been in a lot of different leagues. It's the highest league that they've ever been in, which is really cool for the city of San Diego. And a lot of people were excited when the Ducks announced they were moving their AHL affiliate here, but then even more excited that they went out and bought the name and got the Goals name back for their AHL affiliate as well. A lot of games this week, as mentioned before. Before we get to the promotional items, what are some players for the casual fans that are hockey fans that haven't put the Goals on their radar yet that they should be looking out for to come check out down there at Pechanga Arena?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about a couple of guys that are Anaheim Ducks draft picks, and let's talk about Sam Colangelo. Sam Colangelo was an all-star for us last year, went up and played a little bit with the Ducks last year and this year. He's down with us now. As I mentioned, there's just not enough room up there. There's only so many spots, and he's a guy that can score kind of at will, and he's been really fun to watch and really been good for us. Also a guy named Igor Sidorov, also a Ducks draft pick, and has been scoring a little bit more lately. We've got some veterans. We've got a guy named Matt Phillips who has played in the NHL for several years, been a former All-Star in the American League. He's our leading scorer currently. We also have a guy named Justin Bailey, and he's a guy we signed last year and is incredibly fast, has got a great shot, and can really play the game well. So we have a lot of just exciting players, some young, some a little bit more veteran. So you're gonna get a mix. We also have a couple of tough guys in our lineup. A guy named Travis Howe. He comes out and protects the players and makes sure that if anything goes down that's not acceptable, he'll stand up for his teammates. So you're going to come to Goals games. You're going to get a lot of goals, a lot of excitement, a couple of fights. It's a good environment to come on out to.
All right, we got some games coming up this week. We're talking with Matt Savant, who's the president of business operations of the San Diego Goals. Game tonight against the Abbotsford Canucks, game on Friday against the Abbotsford Canucks, and then a game on Saturday against the Coachella Firebirds. Got a couple promotional items for Friday and Saturday for the families to come out and check out. We have been gifted a couple of the San Diego Goals hats that they're going to be giving away on Saturday. You guys are going to be giving away on Saturday. We're going to quickly flash it to our YouTube fans. That is for Native American Heritage Night against the Coachella Firebirds. But Friday and Saturday, big promotional giveaways for the Goals. What can you tell us about them?
Yes, absolutely. So Saturday, I'll start Saturday and then I'll go to Friday. Saturday is our first ever Native American Heritage Night. And, we've been partnering with Viejas, and they are a group that is akin to San Diego. And we wanted to make sure that when we were partnering with them, that we were doing a Native American Heritage Night that was respectful to the culture and respectful to the history. And so what we've done is we've created a jersey which the players are going to wear, and they're going to wear it for the entire game. And it's a beautiful jersey. On the front, it's got our traditional San Diego Goals crest. But there's a lot of elements that are woven in that are really connected to the Native American heritage, specifically the Viejas tribe. So you'll see on the shoulder patch, we've got their flag and their logo on the shoulder. We've also created our own tribal pattern that's utilized inside the sleeves and kind of the base of the jersey, where we incorporated the Goals orange, but also used the teal from the tribe. And so we want to make sure that we're being really respectful, really thoughtful, because We don't want to just do this for a night that just says, hey, we're going to honor Native American heritage and then just kind of have a hockey game. So you're going to see throughout the entire game, all of the in-game entertainment is going to be connected to our Native American heritage right here in San Diego. We've also got what we're calling a gathering, which is a pregame tailgate. And we're inviting all of our fans to come out at 4 p.m. on Saturday, where we're going to have bird singers, we're going to have a drum circle, we're going to have Native American dancers, and all of this is to pay proper respect. And we also wanted to have a recognition of the Kumeyaay. So these are people that settled our land where we live and where we play here in San Diego. So all of this is going to come to life on Saturday as part of our Native American Heritage Night.
Sounds super cool. Can't wait for it. I'm sure a lot of people are excited to head down to Pechanga Arena to check out the goals. You guys are having a great season. And right there in the playoff push, which is fun to watch here in San Diego. Matt, appreciate the time. Thanks again for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much for having us.
Matt Savant, the president of business operations, San Diego Goals, joining us on the Braden Surprenant show as they have a couple new hats that they're going to give away on Saturday. Pretty cool hats that they put together. This little leather bill and all that fun stuff. And the goals, we talk about the Ducks because I like the Ducks. I'm a Ducks fan. I'm going to try to go to a game as soon as possible up there in Anaheim. I'm going to go to the goals game on Friday. Yes, it's been a while, Frank, but the Ducks won last night.
It is Ben Affleck time. And by the way, if you're on the fence about going on Saturday night for these hats, this is genuinely one of the most comfortable hats I've ever worn. This is such a good hat. Yeah, you were poo-pooing it earlier. Then you put it on. Then you put it on. I was not poo-pooing it earlier. No, I was not. Then you put it on. Goals are in action tonight at home against Abbotsford Canucks. They'll be playing tonight at 7, play Friday at 7. Saturday is at 6 o'clock. We do have to announce today's biggest fan. We do. Let's get to today's biggest fan. And hopefully they're listening. Congratulations, today's biggest fan, Travis Gunderson in San Diego. Travis Gunderson in San Diego. Hopefully you're paying attention, buddy. Give us a call, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. You got 10 minutes. Travis Gunderson in San Diego, paging Travis Gunderson in San Diego. Give us a call in the next 10 minutes, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for our grand prize. 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey suite at a Padres game with all of the fan staff later this season. Catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 97throughthefansd.com/biggest fan. Travis Gunderson of San Diego. Give us a call. Trav Gundy on social media. He was in chat earlier. He was. He was in chat earlier. We highlighted one of his comments during the break. So he was in chat earlier. We'll see if he can call. Anyway, the goals things would be cool. This weekend I want to go to a Ducks game. It's kind of hard to get to sometimes, especially during the week. And then I want to go before they take the break for the international hockey season. But I definitely I enjoyed the, I like when they beat the Stars. I get text all my friends that live out in Texas. I literally just sent them a duck emoji this time. They've beaten them now. They're 2-1 against the Stars this year. I have gotten the better of them twice. They beat down the Ducks, I think, the last time out, and I just responded with the yawning emoji. Just to kind of recap from some things from earlier today, as we have a couple of minutes here. The San Diego Padres reportedly have been made some hirings today when it comes to their front office, if you will. As reported by Dennis Lin, our buddies Will Myers and Bud Black are back in the organization. Padres have hired Bud Black as a senior advisor to baseball operations and Will Myers as a special assignment coach in player development. It's 2026, but it also feels like 2025 again in the tweet from Dennis Lin. 2015, sorry. I like those moves for the Padres. I like having Bud Black part of the organization again. It's great to have Bud Black part of the org. You have good people back in the org. I was surprised. Will Myers seemed like he was ready to just
play golf a lot in North Carolina. I'd love to know what led him to come back to be part of the organization. Maybe he doesn't like golf as much as we thought he did.
Money.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes guys
that could be a motivator.
Yeah, but at the he's got money. He's not going to blow through the money. But sometimes guys just don't want anything to do with baseball after they're done.
Or just
he could have got
a break.
Or you're bored being retired at age 30 something.
Yeah,
I mean, I think about it. Like most people in other areas in other industries are just starting their careers at late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s. He's done with his. He's fine. Sometimes he's trying to find something to do.
Oh, if I were in his position, if I retired in my early to mid, if I retired now, I'd be losing my mind. I would need something to do.
I get told all the time to stop working when I get home and to just relax from multiple people in my life. I'm like, I got to do this. I got to do that. I could be using this time to do this. And when's the relaxed time? I don't know. People just think I'm just on the air for 4 hours. And that's all I do. I do all these other things. And when I'm not doing those things, when I get home, I mean, ask my loved one. It's just constant work all the time. I'm constantly thinking do this for the show. Oh, I could do some extra prep for the USD broadcast. Oh, I could watch this 2-hour coaches clinic and get ready for football season. It's January. I understand that, but I like to win. And so therefore I'm going to, if I have that mentality sometimes. Now I'm lazy when it comes to working out and stuff, but the mentality of getting work done as an advantage in my competitive spirit, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. One of my goals was I wanted to try to not be less lazy this year. I have other things I want to do, but the things that I really wanted to do, wake up at 8:00 every single morning, eat breakfast, get here at a reasonable time, not be rushing, and then go to the gym after. I've done none of those things.
Dude, it's
it has been 2 weeks. I have done none of those things, and I am annoyed at myself for it.
Was it the 14th?
Yeah.
It's the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
I have worn a hat backwards, Augie.
Not on the show, you haven't?
No, not on the show, no.
So nobody's seen it.
No.
If you've never done it on the show, then nobody's seen it before. Uh-oh. Backwards hat guy. Where's Colin Cowherd?
Which one do you want? Do you want the Gulls hat backwards? Or...
Put the Gulls hat back. It's already on your head. Oh, he's backwards hat guy now.
Yeah, I'm backwards hat guy now.
Don't be that guy, apparently. Boo. You didn't have you gotta call in, Trav.
Yeah, Trav, come on, dude.
Call in. All right. You didn't have breakfast today?
No. I did, because I told you I got an alert on my phone this morning that traffic was stupid bad. So I left early and I got here a lot earlier than I had anticipated being here. So I stopped at McDonald's.
Hearty breakfast there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What'd you get at McDonald's?
Sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin and hash brown.
Wow. Look at that. Not bad. My breakfast is a little bit down. My high protein breakfast today. I made some avocado toast. That's why I can't afford a house, apparently. From all the boomers. You eat too much avocado toast, can't afford a house. What if I make it at home? Still. Sourdough toast, a little avocado, super greens, thinly chopped. On top of that, tomatoes, a little salt, a little pepper. I made some steak throughout the week to have 4-ounce portions of that. I had some steak on top of that, a couple eggs, side of blackberries, and you know what's good? You know what's good for the digestion, Frank? Good for the digestion? I think Trav finally called in. Good with the digestion is sauerkraut. Well, 30 grams of sauerkraut. You know what? I've been functioning well. I've been ready to go. Off to the good breakfast. Got to start with a good breakfast. Augie, you yanking with the sriracha on the sausage egg McMuffin, probably be a good call. Beans on toast is high protein. One, that sounds kind of deadly a little bit later in the afternoon. All right. Did we get our guy?
Yes, like I told him, I'm surprised it took him as long as it did to call in. I figured he'd be right on it.
When we come back, we're going to talk about some more craziness in college athletics. Is college football broken, or is it currently at its best? We'll keep you updated on anything other news in baseball that might come about. We've starting to see a couple moves now in the last couple of days. We saw the Arenado trade yesterday. We saw the Ranger Suarez signing. We'll talk about that a little bit later to kind of recap at the end of the show. But college football currently at its best, or is it broken? We'll talk about that when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's number sports station, 97.3 The Fan. There's a wild avocado toast. It's a full balanced breakfast. It's blackberries and sauerkraut on the side. Not over yet. Got another segment. Got 2 more segments if you count this one. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, setting number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. A lot of craziness in college football right now. Posted an article in The Athletic, the transfer portal and everything like that. College football broken, or is it at its best? Follow-up to that is the Big Ten is trying to convince the SEC, because those are the only 2 conferences that are allowed to make decisions, apparently, because everybody else waived their right to do that in reality, to be included in the college football playoff and the 12-team playoff. So now the SEC and the Big Ten have almost full autonomy. The SEC wants to expand the college football playoff because they feel like they're getting hosed, even though they have now proven on the field that they're not the dominant conference they used to be, but they want to still collect the money. They want 16 teams. The Big Ten's like, you can have that if you agree to go to 24 teams, which is what we want to do. We'll talk about that in the next segment. News today in college football, you had Dante Moore announce that he's not going to the NFL draft. I mean, before, Frank, think about how many times this happened before in college football. Everybody, as soon as they had an opportunity to go to the NFL draft, I'm going to the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to the draft. 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 Going to the NFL. Going to the NFL. Going to the NFL. Even though I might not even get drafted, I have a chance to go to the NFL and make money instead of where I'm at in college. Now it's like, I'm not going to the draft. You're telling me I got to go play for the Jets and make less money than I would if I would just went to Oregon and stayed at Oregon? Charter. I mean, you get everything that's the benefit of the NFL in college. Plus, you don't get killed. I mean, Dante Moore is going to have a more well-rounded roster and a better roster in comparison to his competition at Oregon than he will with the Jets, where he's going to have to learn how to play at the NFL level, and he's going to get smashed because he's going to have no protection and no weapons, and he might risk his career having to go out there and play for the Jets, and it's going to take them multiple years to try to get it right, and when he struggles, they're just going to blame him and move on to the next quarterback when he could stay in college and actually probably make more money than being drafted by the Jets. Makes more sense to play college football than it does to play in the NFL.
Yeah, might as well. What do you mean I have to play for the Raiders? Hold on a second.
Yeah, wait a minute. No, I don't want to play for the Raiders. You start looking at the status of college football right now. Like, Indiana has become a very clear example of how compelling college football is on the field right now. I think the behind-the-scenes stuff is whack. I think all that needs to be changed. I think if you fix the calendar, you'll fix college football. But in the sense of on-field product right now, you're getting schools that you would never see in the national championship. In the national championship, you see opportunities for schools to make the national championship. Hoosier stunning rise under Kurt Cignetti. It was capped off by a dominant college football playoff semifinal win over Oregon, which reinforces the idea that elite success is no longer limited to traditional power programs. The expanded playoff, the transfer portal, the NIL, that has created real hope for schools like Vanderbilt, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Arizona State, and a bunch of other schools in the Power Four. As crazy as NIL and the transfer portal are, the parity of the Power Four is very balanced, Frank.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And it's only getting, and as you said, it's only getting more so with how much money some of these schools that otherwise wouldn't be able to compete are able to spend in NIL.
Now, here's the thing, though. It's also deeply broken because of did you see what happened? Utah signed a top 60 recruit on signing day in December. He early enrolled on January 5th. He's in the portal on January 12th. That's some of the
disgusting,
dumb stuff that is part of college football. And here's the other thing. As much as there's parity between the Power Four now, with a balance of talent and a balance of power, you add more playoff teams. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be more balanced again.
Mm-hmm.
I said it before. All the kids want to win. What did Brock Ungricht say on our show an hour ago? All the kids deep down want to win. And when you want to win, you go to schools where you have an opportunity to win a national championship, correct?
Yeah.
And so they were all going to about 6 schools that had a chance to make the Final Four because that's what the playoff was. And that's why you saw the same 4 or 5 schools constantly in the college football playoff. You expand to 12, and look who you have now. All of a sudden, kids are like, oh, I could go to this school and actually play from the get-go, then be a backup and try to wait my turn somewhere else. This school has the same path to get to the college football playoff as the other schools. All of a sudden, the balance of power starts to shift. You add 16 schools, you add 24 schools. I'm telling you, you're going to have like 25 to 30 schools that have a chance to win a national championship and have a clear path to win a national championship. You want the group of 5 back? You want San Diego State to be able to compete with everybody else? Make it a guaranteed spot for every conference to make the playoff. And here's what you're going to get. You're going to get interesting conference realignment when the TV contracts are done in 2030. All the TV contracts are up in 2030. And you're going to see schools are like, hey, maybe I could go. If I go to this conference, I'm guaranteed a playoff spot, which means I'm guaranteed this playoff money. Going to start flipping TV contracts. Going to start flipping the balance of power. This is what I keep been explaining for the last handful of years. But what seems like is on the horizon, though, for the players and the coaches is the collective bargaining capabilities. I mean, there's just too much movement where you're going to have to make rules and you're going to have to get the players on board and you're going to have to you're going to have to do a collective bargaining agreement. And here's the thing. A lot of the players' freedoms they have now, which is more than any other employer will ever give their employees, is going to start going away. But all this stuff needs to change. They're getting even crazier with some of this stuff. Did you see that report yesterday? I know you did because we sent it to you. Adam sent it to us and they resent it to you. That all of the coaches at the AFCA conference, which is a big conference for college, high school football coaches, they make decisions of as a group, suggestions for the NCAA and conferences to adapt for rules. They unanimously agreed upon making it 9 games you can play in a season and still get a red shirt. That is stupid.
Because why go to court and fight all of these stupid claims and stupid biases and whatever when you could just give it to them? Why spend money fighting a lawsuit when you could just give it to them?
Because it makes more problems. I mean, cool. Right now, you're in a sense of they are putting in place 5 years to complete 5 seasons.
Yeah.
So everybody's got an extra year now. That's going to turn into why isn't it 6 years?
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying this is what they have to be thinking is why fight it?
At this point in time, why even have eligibility for college?
Yeah.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
What's the point? If they're all making money and it's semi-pro and all that other stuff, all the colleges have semi-pro teams. What's the point of having college eligibility? Isn't that an antitrust law?
Yeah,
right? I mean, think about it. It's like they're discriminating upon age. Why do you have to have good grades in order to play? The players didn't agree on that. How does that sit in court? Right? If a guy's ineligible, academically ineligible, which I haven't seen ever, by the way. I mean, they've taken care of that. They just give the kids the grades that they need. Why do they even need to go to school? What's the point? Some of these guys are making enough money, they don't even have to go to school anyway. They get to start off their life with $5 million in their pocket, assuming they're not dumb and sign on with an agent that takes 20% instead of the 4%. Why would you ever go to school? What's the point? There should be what's the point of eligibility rules in the first place? It's just continuing to go down the same path until they agree on a collective bargaining agreement with the players that they have to sign on for, and you're going to start getting a lot of extra rules in there. But at the very minimum, college football's got to change their calendar. They have to change their calendar. Now, what's the latest in the college football playoff expansion? We got some news on that. Is it a surprise to people that the SEC all of a sudden wants to add more teams after they've had the 3rd year in a row where they can't get somebody in the national championship? Are you surprised by that, Frank?
No,
I'm not surprised by that. SEC wants 16 teams, 24 teams by the Big Ten. Who do you think wins out on this? There's a lot to debate. There's a lot going on. How does that affect San Diego State? We'll talk about it, finish up the show. San Diego Sports Station 97.3 The Fan.
Go ball! Go ball! Oh, off the wall! Hit the weight room!
Hughes bat, it has a new bat.
Oh, he's got
and
one.
nobody's gone deep in it with it yet. But he's about to film me do it.
He got on top of it.
Go, 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 go!
Oh, ain't nobody else wearing a water t-shirt. Expand. Ah.
Down!
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Easy.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I'm sorry?
You hanging out with his sister too much that he gets hurt?
Okay,
he goes to get placed in
now
the
that
IL?
Now that the mics come on, you want to say that
I'm just
story?
saying,
It's
dude.
crazy.
Hey, man. He goes to the IL. All of a sudden, you would hang out with his sister. He goes to the IL.
I guess I have a noodle. A large.
Hey, good job,
soft,
Sam.
Wet.
God. Sorry, batting last.
Coming.
Down!
Wow.
That was a hose.
Stay down. Good. Please catch it. Nice.
Drink Mountain Valley, baby.
I don't know. He is wearing a Panthers
Oh,
hat.
that's a good one.
What a team guy. Unlike
You know
Matt.
what? Cam Newton.
Selfish. I like Jalen Hurts more. I like Cam Newton. I'll go Jalen
Something
Hurts.
about Flacco, though.
That's why you're batting last.
Something about Flacco, I trust. This gets me going.
Look at that
Oh, look at the
PFP.
PFPs by one.
It's like it's everything that I
Oh,
want.
good oppo shot.
Nicky,
Hey, Nicky! That away, Nicky! Come on, Ethan! Go, Ethan! Why are you stopping?
Braden running.
This is why we can't win a ball game. We have no awareness on the pass. Like it's just.
Why did he stop?
I expect better from you.
I didn't want to pass him.
What a team guy. Joel's such a team guy compared
reminds
to
me of Cam
Matt,
Newton
who's
refusing
not
to
a
jump on
not
that
a team
fourth
guy.
Go ball! Go ball! Oh, off the wall! Hit the weight room!
Hughes bat, it has a new bat.
Oh, he's got
And
one.
nobody's gone deep in it with it yet. But he's about to film me do it.
He got on top of it.
Go,
go,
go, go, go!
Oh, ain't nobody else wearing a water t-shirt. Expand.
Ah.
Down!
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Easy.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I'm sorry?
You hanging out with his sister too much that he gets hurt? He
Okay,
goes to get placed in
now
the
that
IL?
Now that the mics come on, you want to say that
I'm just
story?
saying,
It's
dude.
crazy.
Hey, man. He goes to the IL. All of a sudden, you would hang out with his sister. He goes to the IL.
I guess I have a noodle. A large.
Hey, good job,
soft,
Sam.
Wet.
God. Sorry, batting last.
Coming.
Down!
Wow.
That was a hose.
Stay down. Good. Please catch it. Nice.
Drink Mountain Valley, baby.
I don't know. He is wearing a Panthers
Oh,
hat.
that's a good one.
What a team guy. Unlike
You know
Matt.
what? Cam Newton.
Selfish. I like Jalen Hurts more. I like Cam Newton. I'll go Jalen
Something
Hurts.
about Flacco, though.
That's why you're batting last.
Something about Flacco, I trust. This gets me going.
Look at that
Oh,
PFP.
look at the PFPs by one.
It's like it's everything that I
Oh,
want.
good oppo shot.
Nicky,
Hey! That away, Nicky! Come on, Ethan! Go, Ethan! Why are you stopping?
Braden running.
This is why we can't win a ball game. We have no awareness on the pass. Like it's just.
Why did he stop?
I expect better from you.
Remember when he's 20 minutes? I didn't want to pass him.
What a team guy. Joel's such a team guy compared
reminds
to
me of Cam
Matt,
Newton
who's
refusing
not
to
a
jump on
not a
that
team
fourth
guy.
Go ball! Go ball! Oh, off the wall! Hit the weight room!
Hughes bat, it has a new bat.
Oh, he's got
And
one.
nobody's gone deep in it with it yet. But he's about to film me do it.
He got on top of it.
Go, 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 go!
Oh, ain't nobody else wearing a water t-shirt. Expand. Down. Oh, yeah. I got it.
Easy.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry?
You hanging out with his sister too much that he gets hurt?
Okay,
he goes to get placed in the
that
IL?
Now that the mics come on, you want to say that
I'm just saying, dude.
crazy.
Hey, man. He goes to the IL. All of a sudden, you would hang out with his sister. He goes to the IL.
I guess I have a noodle. A large.
Hey, good job,
soft,
Sam.
Wet.
God. Sorry, batting last.
Coming. Down!
The college football playoff expansion, always great. 1:40 on a Wednesday. Big thanks to Matt Savant, president of business operations for the Goals, and Brock Ungricht, the University of San Diego baseball head coach, for joining us today. We talked a lot of Padres baseball in the first 2 hours. If you want to go back, you can rewind to the rewind function of the Odyssey app. You can also rewind here on YouTube. And you can find our show in podcast form wherever you get your podcasts. A lot of Padres talk in the first 2 hours of the show today. I do want to say, before we get to this conversation, the Aztecs of San Diego State in football have added a game next year that I think is a pretty good deal. I think it's a pretty big deal. I think this is a great get for the Aztecs. Now, we do not know their Pac-12 schedule yet. Correct? We have not seen their Pac-12 schedule yet?
No, I have not seen their Power Act 12 schedule yet.
Next year is a new year for Aztec football. They will be playing Pac-12 opponents. Power Act opponents, okay? In 2026. I don't think they have that announced yet in terms of, no, they don't even have, they're going to play everybody. How many teams are in the new Power Act?
8.
So they got 7 of those games?
Yeah, so we know they're going to be playing Oregon State, Washington State, Boise State, Fresno State, Colorado State, Texas State, and another state. We just don't know.
Did Gonzaga add football out of nowhere, and we just don't even know?
We just don't know where they're going to be playing them. So we know the schedule. We just don't know where. Utah State, thank you, Jake Waters.
State, Augie's right.
Yeah, we just don't know
State
where.
Farm.
We just don't know where they're going to be.
Khakis. So the Aztecs got to add another game then, because they have 4 non-conference games as of right now. They have 4 non-conference games for 2026. They have 3 for 2027, 3 for 28, 3 for 29. So at this rate, unless the Pac-12 adds more schools, they're going to have to add 2 non-conference games for the next 3 seasons, 27, 28, 29. In 2026, what we do know is the Aztecs have 4 non-conference games. They had 3. They just added a 4th one on Saturday, September 19th. So San Diego State will open up the football season on Saturday, September 5th against the Portland State Vikings. They're the Big Sky, right? I think they're the Big Sky.
I believe so, yeah.
Big Sky opponent. Usually a tougher FCS opponent. Then they'll go to the Rose Bowl on Saturday, September 12th to take on the UCLA Bruins, who should be better than they were last year.
Question mark?
We already knew that they were going to Toledo next year on Saturday, September 26th. But on Saturday, September 19th, a college football playoff team is coming to town. That would be the James Madison Dukes coming to take on your San Diego State Aztecs. Now, will James Madison be anywhere close to what they were last year? Well, you are going against James Madison's head coach. He's just going to be coaching at UCLA next year and not James Madison. And so you're going to get a pretty good schedule next year in the non-conference. I think Toledo is a decent option for them in terms of a group of 5 opponent. You got James Madison, who won their league last year in the Sun Belt, coming to town on September 19th. You go at UCLA. All 4 of those games are winnable, and 3 of those games are, I would say, highly competitive for San Diego State and pretty good for season ticket holders here in town. You get to add James Madison to the list. That team played in the There's going to be some players that played the college football playoff last year or this past year.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And you can see that San Diego State is starting to believe in what they've built a little bit more with these higher caliber out of conference games. We saw it last year with Cal. At the start of the year, Cal looked like it was going to be a really good game, and it turned out to be a little bit less than what you expected it. But you're starting to add some pretty big non-conference games like UCLA. It's still a Big Ten team. While James Madison is in the Sun Belt, that's a team that has been in the college football playoff, that knows what it's like to play against big teams, and really gave Oregon a run for their money earlier a couple of weeks ago. So it's the out-of-conference schedule is showing that San Diego State is really starting to get more and more serious about their run at a national championship.
You look at the press release from San Diego State. Aztecs will host James Madison September 19th, 2026 at Snapdragon Stadium. Both teams announced this on Wednesday. The game against the Dukes is the final non-conference game for the Aztecs in 2026, their first year in the Pac-12 Conference. Aztecs and James Madison combined for 21 victories in 2025. San Diego State was 9-4 overall and 6-2 in its final season of the Mountain West, while James Madison was 12-2 overall, culminating with a 51-34 loss to Oregon in the opening round of the college football playoff. Dukes went 8-0 in the Sun Belt Conference and won the championship game over Troy 31-14. This will be the first time San Diego State and James Madison will ever play. Aztecs are set to kick off in 2026 at Snapdragon Stadium against Portland State. They will then travel to UCLA, as mentioned before, on September 12th, host James Madison September 19th, and finish non-conference on September 26th. Am I missing? Are there more teams in the Pac-12 than I remember?
No, there's 8 for football.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 8.
Are they playing somebody twice?
Are they going to play somebody twice? Are they going to play 11 games? They keep saying they're done with their non-conference schedule. They need to find one more game. Do they not? Are they going to play 2? Is that part of the Pac-12 schedule?
They might have to. Well, yeah, because because every conference has to play 8 conference games, no? So yeah, they're going to have
the minimum. I thought
they're going to have to double. Yeah, they're going to have to double
twice.
up.
Maybe that's the deal.
Yeah, they're going to have to double up with somebody.
I didn't look that up before. Pac-12 football schedule 2026. They're going to hold off until after the college football playoff format is set
to announce what
their schedule is going to be. Expect discussions around conference game counts, possibly 7 scheduling agreements, a group of 5 conferences, and a tentative start in late August 2026, with official details likely coming in spring of summer of 2026. That's interesting.
Yeah, that is.
So they haven't discussed the amount of conference games yet. The number of conference games, possibly 7, is still being discussed, impacting non-conference scheduling.
Love that.
So maybe they. Oh, here's what it says from December 12th. Sports Business Journal had this. The rebuilt Pac-12 plans to announce its 2026 schedule, bowl affiliations, and format for the conference championship game sometime after January 23rd, as the conference awaits for the college football playoff to establish a format for the 2026 season. This is perfect timing for us to talk about this. Mm-hmm. Pac-12 Commissioner Teresa Gould said, "We're trying to be really deliberate around what we're trying to accomplish. Getting our champion into the CFP, which is where we think we should be every year, is one of the priorities. It's not the only priority. It's one of the priorities. Pac-12 will have a voice, but not a vote in the college football playoff format decision." Thanks, Big Ten and SEC. Meanwhile, conference officials are nose deep in the nuts and bolts of the restructured conference. Pac-12 Chief Football of Operations Burton Hanks has modeled dozens of schedules with both 7 and 8 conference games. There are, quote, options for the conference championship as well. Pac-12 could use a home host format or stage the game at a neutral site. The conference execs have also engaged in numerous discussions with potential bowl partners, but everything is on hold for the college football playoff. Once that falls into place, it should not take the Pac-12 long to fill out the details of its inaugural season. Did San Diego State just announce news that they weren't supposed to announce? Because if they play 7 games, like they have to play, they're going to play 11. Did San Diego State let the cat out of the bag with that? when they announced that it was their final non-conference game? Did the Pac-12 already decide they're going to play 8 games? Are they adding another team? I mean, the Pac-12 press, the news that we had for the Sports Business Journal on December 12th was the fact that they haven't decided they're playing 7 or 8 games yet. San Diego State's making it sound like they're playing 8 games because they have already filled out their final non-conference game.
Oopsies.
So are they going to play somebody twice? They might play somebody twice. Home and home with Boise State. Here comes a fine for the Pac-12.
Oopsie doopsie.
Aztecs letting the cat out of the bag on this? Oh, that, you know what? Foul on us for critically thinking, wait a minute, the math is not mathing. How could this be the last game that they're supposed to play?
Use us for having a brain and asking questions.
It says it's the final non-conference slate. They only have 4 games on the non-conference, which means they have to be playing an 8-game schedule. Whoops. Where's the Curb Your Enthusiasm music?
I was gonna do something different. I think it's on here though. If we may borrow real quick from Ben and Woods.
Don't do this.
Yeah, let's not.
Whoops. Okay, so I guess maybe they've made their decision. Maybe they're gonna play 8 games. So they're waiting for this proposal anyway. We could talk about it tomorrow. Strong overall support among college football playoff leadership for expanding the college football playoff to 16 teams as early as next year. Shocker. Entire process is currently stalled by the power struggle between the SEC and the Big Ten. The 2 commissioners, Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti. These are the 2 guys that get to make all the decisions because reasons, and they're arguing with themselves. Even the majority in favor, one disagreement between those 2 can keep the playoff at 12 teams. Oh, sick. What you do for like giving up your autonomy to get a spot in the playoff. College football playoff leaders moved the decision deadline from December 1st to January 23rd. That's what the Pac-12 is waiting for. Critical meeting is set for January 18th in Miami, the day before the national championship game. All 10 FBS commissioners will be in attendance. Notre Dame's athletic director, Pete Bavacqua, and college football playoff board members, 11 presidents and chancellors. If Petitti and Sankey don't agree by January 23rd, the playoff stays at 12 teams for 2026. Why do we let these 2 guys in charge of everything? Stupid. Stupid. Sankey's on board for a 16-team playoff. Petitti wants leverage. Option 1 is a 16-team playoff, 5 conference champions, 11 at-large bids, guaranteed spots for all Power 4 champions, includes the highest-ranked Group of 6 champion, which now includes the rebuilt Pac-12. Out. That favors the SEC, does it not? Yeah. They can control the at-large bids and all that other BS. Option 2, Big Ten. I'm in on this. 24-team playoff, the real fight. Big Ten wants a future commitment to move from 16 to 24 within 2 to 3 years. The SEC are saying too many blowouts, the values regular season, unclear revenue replacement for conference title games. Sorry, SEC, that you guys suck and get your ass kicked in these games.
SEC.
We're moving on without you.
SEC, think of it this way. The more teams you have in, the more likely it is that you could win a national championship. So 24 teams should be pretty cool with you guys. I'm just saying.
Under the 24-team proposal, 4 automatic qualifiers for the Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, and the Big 12. That's 16 of the 24. And then I think they had 2 Group of 5 champions are in, which gets you to 18 teams. And then 6 at large. I think is what the deal
trying
is.
to help you guys out. 24 teams means more SEC teams in.
The SEC, too many blowouts. You're the team's getting their ass kicked. I don't know what you're so upset about. All right, that'll do it for us. Gwen and Chris coming up next. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. Thursday show. Braden Surprenant show. Go Aztecs.